Welcome back to Trick or Treat Williams Month. This week we learn you can't keep a good cop dead. I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
I'm Serj from Lethean.
And this is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
Back for Trick or Treat Williams Month.
It's been so long since I've seen all of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially you.
Whoa! But we have seen each other in person.
You
guys
played
are my
an amazing
first
show.
movie podcast homies who are in this town with me and achievable to see regularly. Hello.
Excellent.
Yes, welcome to Serj from
Hello.
Lethean, the band. Go look them up.
Go check them out.
For sure. Go find it on your own. We won't supply those for you.
We were fortunate enough to go see you perform at House of Bards.
Oh, dude, the fortune was all mine.
You guys put on your energy up on stage is freaking phenomenal.
Thank you.
And your voice, of course.
Did you see the little fucking fan that we had up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So so it was hotter than a motherfucker, right? House
Yeah.
of Bards is not a massive place. It was supposed to be outdoors, but it had rained a couple.
You're on that
hours
front
early.
stage.
So
Yeah.
we were in the front stage,
Yeah.
and we've started bringing a little like Vornado fan with us
Okay.
on stage, and I would turn it around to the crowd, and they were just loving it, dude.
See,
'Cause,
now when you said it, I
yeah.
thought you meant like a fan of music that
Oh,
was
fuck
there.
no. We don't
That
have
was
any
also
of those.
there
really
was one of
short.
those.
oh wait, no, sorry.
Did you see our little fan?
3.
I was intrigued.
No, there was a point where I flipped it up on
Thought back to
myself.
like Kid Rock and Little Joe or something.
it suspended my hair at points and shit.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
great.
sixth-
It was dope.
That's the sixth member of the band. I had no idea
That's
that was happening.
great. We got to name this little fan, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll work on it.
Before we get started, I do want to mention too, go check out our YouTube page for our new sideshow. It's going to be like twice a month, and we talk about new movies. It's New Movies, Worst People.
What's it called, baby?
New Movies, Worst People.
Damn.
Because I'm creative. We've got 2 episodes up so far on Sympathy with the Devil, the new Nick Cage movie. Newer. There's another new one that I don't know what's happened to it yet. The retirement
Bottoms,
plan.
baby.
And then Bottoms. That was our
the
other
surprise
episode.
for me was Bottoms.
Yeah.
I want to go see it again.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
solid.
Very funny.
Solid
So-
Bottoms.
The movie was funny. We're kind of funny, but watch us anyway.
Yeah. Put a face to these voices.
Ugly face. for
No.
me.
Come off it.
I
There were
have a face
Everyone
for,
boo this woman
for
in her
podcast.
self-loathing.
There were a couple of ugly faces in this movie. Old fucking Trantor-looking bike rider.
Oh, yeah.
God.
The guy that was credited as the Thing.
Uh-huh.
That was an ugly triple face.
I thought it was the guy that is in Cobra and is also Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 2, Brian
Thompson.
Brian Thompson. I thought he was one of these guys early
Yeah.
that was doing the robbery.
When the robbery started at the very beginning here, Whitney was like, "Is that Joe Piscopo?" I was like, "I don't know, some guy."
We'll get there. We'll get there. But those robberies, one of them was in a couple of cool things.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, we're gonna get there already.
we're getting
All right,
there.
no,
Okay.
he's the the super vascular zombie in Reanimated.
Oh,
Okay.
the one that
Okay.
crushes. Is it Barbara Crampton's dad with the door? Anyways, like the first one that they reanimate, and he's all rigor mortis already.
Okay.
He's purple, it's super vascular. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's
That's
excellent.
dope.
That's a good movie. I don't know if these guys have even seen it.
I
No,
have
I
not.
have it up
No.
there. Let's watch
I
it.
see it right there.
Let's pause
Robbers
this and watch it.
movie we're talking about. What the fuck are we talking about today?
Oh, yeah, we should probably say that. That's a bad habit I have. We're talking about 1988's Dead Heat, directed
Dead
by
Heat.
Mark Goldblatt. His first directorial debut. I guess you can only get one debut. His first directorial credit.
It's his first time.
I don't know, dude. I debut every time I wake up in the morning. Fresh day, fresh me, baby.
His only other movie director credit is Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
That movie fucking
Yeah.
rips.
Yeah.
It
That movie
absolutely
rips.
does.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still to date the best Punisher movie.
I agree. Yeah,
You know?
Warzone was pretty sick too, but
Oh,
it's no
God,
Dolph
I
Lundgren.
hated
It just had
Warzone.
some good violence. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Okay,
necessarily.
but
I love hate
That's all
Warzone.
I need, really.
Yeah.
My
I-
favorite Punisher is the show. With-
yeah, absolutely.
with that guy.
John Bernthal.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's solid. And I want to see him on the big screen as Punisher. But until then, Dolph Lundgren's holding that title.
Respect.
Super side note: John Bernthal got punched on stage by somebody, or not on stage, on set. Right?
Really?
So there was this dude running from cops. There's an interview from him. Dude running from cops, and he runs through the set that they're filming the Terminator on, or fucking Punisher or whatever. Dude runs through, decides to cold cock him right there.
What?
Yeah. And so John Bernthal punches him out too. Dude falls to the ground, says, "You're a real one." Keeps running with the cops after him.
Yes.
I didn't need a reason to love him more, but you gave me one.
That's awesome. So this guy, Mark Goldblatt,
Heavy editor, I noticed.
yes, and he's
Super.
like the action movie god, basically for
Still
editing.
working.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, some movies that I love that aren't necessarily great: Piranha and Humanoids from the Deep and Enter the Ninja. But he did Halloween 2. He did both the Terminators.
That's what I saw first. I was like,
Nightbreed,
wait, he
baby.
directed that?
Yeah.
No.
Rambo: First Blood Part 2, Commando, Nightbreed. Yes, like you said. Last Boy Scout, Super Mario Brothers.
Ooh, there's the heavy hitter right there.
I'm gonna go ahead and plug your guys' Terminator month, or Rambo month. That's what it was.
Oh God, we did that because his birthday is July 6th.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
Rambo
It was-
month, though.
So
It
Sylvester
seemed like a
Stallone.
really good idea.
I listened to all of it. It was a lot.
There was a lot of Rambo. Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll say it's our most listened to month so far. So.
All right. There's something to that then.
Who doesn't love? I can't do his voice. I'm not even gonna try. But
Who
Sly.
doesn't love Rambo?
Who doesn't love Rambo?
He also did some stuff for Paul Verhoeven because he edited Showgirls and Starship Troopers,
Nice.
which are
Nice.
different movies, but both awesome.
I love both of them separately.
And
I
it's
came
written
home
by,
to him watching Showgirls one day. I was like, "Are you just watching porn?" And I was like, "Oh,
Kind of.
It's
I
Showgirls.
mean, not
until you
really.
see the scene where she's fucking Kyle MacLachlan
In
or
the
whatever,
pool?
and then you're like, "This isn't porn."
Uh-huh.
And if it is, this is really bad
This is
porn.
really bad porn.
But I
me
have
back
to
my
mention the
scrambled
writer
porn.
here because Jack, you've been talking about Shane Black a lot lately.
Oh, yeah.
and this was written by Shane Black's brother, Terry Black,
Shut up.
trying to do a Shane Black thing.
I can
buddy
kind of
cop
see that with the
comedy.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Some heavy masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thumbprint's on it.
There's not a screen wipe without a quip, and there's a lot of screen wipes in
There's
this
a lot
fucking
of
movie.
There's a lot of quips.
Yeah, like the final line of the movie, we get walking into the bright light.
Oh,
You
it's a
get
great
joke
ending.
right out of the end.
It's better than a freeze frame, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yes,
That's
we'll
that's
get there
a good little
eventually.
1-2.
But yeah, this movie, as I mentioned, is kind of a buddy cop horror action comedy.
Spoofy, not spoofy.
Yeah, again,
but
we were trying to do
satirical.
horror movies that Treat Williams was in, and all the movies I picked were classified as horror, and this and Deep Rising so far, the only ones that are even close to
Which
this is technically
we're
horror.
stretching it, but
Yeah.
it's horish.
It's horish.
I know those people. I know those types.
Listen, when Joe Piscopo himself calls this a mix of RoboCop, Lethal Weapon, and Night of the Living Dead,
Yeah.
it's a horror.
I was like, way to pull out all the biggest ones there.
Yeah, no shit. Hey, you got the cop that dies and comes back. You've got zombies. You've got buddies.
It's yeah, it's more like a mix of, it wouldn't exist yet, but like I would say Officer Down, Land of the Dead.
I had thoughts of Officer Down, by the way. I was like, this is how you do Officer Down, not the way they did it.
Yeah, and and the effects in this movie are pretty awesome. I gotta
They're-
say.
oh, they
there was
did.
one really
They're-
bad
they're a
one. but
blast.
The rest of it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to. There's a certain one I can't wait to
I
get
think
to.
that little bad one was part of a couple string of good
yes,
ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of great
100%.
stuff that had just a really bad one towards the end there, but 88.
yeah.
I'll say it now. I loved Piscopo in this because I hated him in Sidekicks. I got to give him credit where it's due. He was fucking-tastic in this.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him in Sidekicks.
I know
but
you did. That's why I was. Yeah, we had a
He
little.
was a little more subdued here, but still
Uh-huh.
just
You could see he was restraining.
He had say, but I mean, I want to know about this guy's ex-wife because he's got so many jokes he starts to tell and then to finish them.
No, and I'm left hanging, man.
So yeah, we open the movie with a bank robbery. These guys putting on leather masks in the LA heat, which is probably nice.
They reminded me of Poison Ivy's henchmen and
Bane?
Yeah.
They reminded me of like an executioner mask in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Fucking Shrek or something. Yeah.
for one bloody more.
These kinky ass masks. All that was like, all they needed was a
A
gag.
ball gag would have set it up. And you know what? It would have covered more of your face, too. Because, like, I'm watching, I'm like, all you're really covering is your forehead, dude.
But yeah, it opens up with these two clearly bank robbers putting on their clearly bank robber masks to go rob a bank.
A jewelry store.
That's
Jewelry
true.
store, there we
And
go.
I love
Jewelry
the
store.
lady that
Same thing.
turns the corner as they're robbing, and she's like, what are you doing?
Instead of running, like they didn't see you, go call the cops.
I would have loved a quiet tiptoe backwards.
If
like,
there's
"Oh."
a tone for this movie, it's lackadaisical.
There you go.
One of them
Yeah.
drops a grenade on himself later and goes, uh-oh.
Which I fucking love that.
Yeah. We get that robbery happening. We get Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo rolling up in their suite, like I think it was an Impala.
Oh
Look
my
like-
God, this
Did you happen to
cherry
notice who played
ride.
their sergeant?
Yes, that was
Mel
Richard-
something or other.
Richard Picardo.
Richard Picardo.
Yes.
Who
Star Trek.
I know that you probably know him because you're a Trekkie, yeah? I know him as the cowboy in Inner Space.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic
rips.
role,
Just watched
fantastic
that
movie.
recently.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great fucking movie.
You get to see what's his face, the lead actor's ass in the first 5 minutes.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God it's not Randy Quaid's ass.
Well, this is one of those guys who's in everything. He's one of the character actors we talk about a lot because he's in 245 credits.
Yikes.
Acting
Good for
credits.
him, man. Still working.
Wagons East being one of them, which
Oh,
will
yeah.
be a for a future episode.
Gremlins 2.
I made him
Yeah,
watch
Gremlins
that
2.
because I was like, oh my God, I love this movie so much. Having seen it back then and not currently.
But
and then
I
he
think there's
hated
some
it.
merit to how bad it is.
Well, it's
It was
just
like it was the last movie John Candy did.
Yeah.
and I mean, John Candy died partway through production, and like I'm clearly not halfway through.
Uh-huh.
So most of it's just like cutting away real quick, or some fat guy from the back, and I'm just like, just don't make this movie, man.
I like you'd like the last movie that you worked on, the movie you died on, to be, something great, not Wagons East.
Yeah.
But Treat Williams here is playing the most on the button name, Roger Mortis. I was like, come on, guys.
I didn't hear the Mortis first. I heard Roger, and then eventually I hear Officer Mortis. I'm like, Roger Mortis, come on.
I knew
off of
that
it.
someone died and became a zombie cop, but I couldn't remember who it was.
And then you
So
heard
as
his
soon as I
name.
heard
yeah,
his name, I was
telegraphed
like,
from a
oh,
mile
gotcha.
away.
Officer gonna die soon and come back later. We need you on this case.
Robert Zadar.
Sergeant Frankenstein wants to see you.
Also, Joe Piscopo totally. George Lucas stole from Joe Piscopo in this movie.
Okay.
They're driving through the car, and he's like, and Treat Williams says something, and Joe Piscopo's like, "Hey, Roger, Roger."
Yep.
Oh, I heard that. I thought you
And
were
I
saying
can't
something
hear
like, I got
that
a
now
bad
without
feeling
hearing
for
those.
this.
I can't hear that
Roger,
now without hearing
Roger.
those stupid fucking robots. Like, God,
I heard it, and I was like, oh, wait, his name is Roger.
Lackadaisical. The people robbing the bank, lackadaisical. Don't give a shit. The people getting robbed, lackadaisical. Don't give a shit. Way too ready to lay their life on the line for this fucking jewelry store job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get
It's a pinky ring.
and then come in, Officer Mortis and Doug. Lackadaisical. They're fucking dancing. They're listening to the 80s equivalent of butt rock and like having a
they
great
got
old time.
18 parking tickets in the car. So
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about how they're about to go undercover, but then they just never do.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I look like a fucking FBI agent. Why didn't you tell me we were going undercover?
Dude, Joe Piscopo's rocked in this. I
Yes,
mean,
he is.
He is bulging out of his medium-sized shirts.
So a quick making of this movie, Joe Piscopo got buff following the diagnosis of a thyroid.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Really?
And then got buff as shit to counteract that, and here we are.
Good for him.
He was on SNL.
He also had a trailer that they moved around to their different places they were shooting. That was just a gym.
Oh,
So he
wow.
could just work out all the time. And I was watching an interview with one of the special effects guys. I think it was Steve Johnson, who was kind of a fucking douche. But he was saying that they made the dummy of Doug there that gets drowned later on.
Yeah.
And they just kept sneaking it into his gym and like just putting it on like equipment and stuff. So when he would walk in, there'd just be a dead him there.
Psychic damage.
Oh, that's great.
That's terrifying.
But they have this shootout
Same
that's a pretty great way to start a movie, like because you get the cop getting shot right in the fucking head, and I mean it's
Great
clearly
squib work
it's
on
just
that.
like
Yeah.
they put the paint on his head, and then they shot it real quick, but it looks awesome.
It looks great. I love this shootout, except for no cops are aiming for the head, apparently. That's not the LA cops in '88 that I know. They would aim all for them
Apparently
heads.
that's a thing in this. But again, nobody aims for the head. It's only hand grenades and asphyxiation and electrocution that gets these fuckers.
I was like, what, are they wearing vests? Because
what we're leading to...
I didn't know they were dead
We didn't know they were...
What we're leading to is that they won't fucking die.
Yeah.
There's like 50 cops lined up in a horizontal line capping these dudes and getting capped in return.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were
That
shooting
was
them like
my-
they were minorities.
That was
You
my
got one of
first-
those in this room, okay?
Don't tell the cops that.
Oh, shit.
They were going to leave us alone.
That was my first note, though. I was like, that cop just shot that dude point blank with a shotgun, and he's fine, because I didn't realize they were zombie robbers.
Yeah, I thought they had their vests or something. There was that story, it was probably 20 years ago now, of the two guys in armor that took over, like, had a huge shootout somewhere in California. It was fantastic. Awful.
Yeah, it was
Badass.
It was
fucking
badass,
terrible.
dude.
There was a documentary made about it called Heat.
Yeah. It's a solid doc.
And now we're watching the sequel, Dead Heat.
Oh, this is a sequel to Heat? That's
man,
so good.
that would be awesome. Heat 2, where they're all just zombies.
Why don't you tell me I could come back from the dead?
Oh shit.
Who do I get the cocaine from? That's all I want to know.
I don't know if cocaine works on zombies.
Well, I'm willing to give it a try here.
I think
don't
cocaine
have a
was
heart.
working through most people in this shoot.
I think cocaine was on
the crafts table?
craft table. Yeah.
Well, you guys got creamer for the coffee? A little powdered creamer?
Yeah, go
Man,
ahead
that
and-
coffee has a kick.
But yeah, so there's two robbers. They won't fucking die. They're getting riddled with holes, and they come up with a great idea. Well, first off, one of the robbers pulls a hand grenade out, gets his hand shot, drops it to his feet, goes, uh-oh, blows the fuck up, and then...
Good explosion, by the way. Good evisceration of the body.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a couple great violent explosions
Yeah,
with kinetic force, but Officer Mortis goes to fucking Officer Picardo and asks, can I borrow your car?
No.
Yeah, Treat Williams drives by, shoots. I don't know how to say that in a
Does it drive by?
That was
current
sick.
context.
Fucking long arms his ass.
Dude, cocking the fucking shotgun,
Oh,
just
man.
racking one in on the window. Looked awesome.
And he runs this dude into another car. And the great thing about these two dummies that we see, the one that gets blown up and the one that gets hit, they aren't just dummies. They made life-size marionette puppets with like
wow.
articulating joints
Oh,
and
no
stuff.
shit.
So that's why, like,
so
when
up
he's
until
coming
the
at
moment
him,
of the explosion, there doesn't need to be a cut or anything.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
a-
Oh,
when
that's
when Treat
beautiful.
Williams is
Nice.
driving at him and hits him, and he like turns his head and puts his hand up.
Yes.
That's all just a puppet. That's not like he did it and
It's a
then they
damn
cut
good
to
puppet.
a head.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't notice it was a puppet, so that's fucking great.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell when it got hit, it was a dummy, and I was very excited because everybody knows I love dummies.
You love a
but-
dummy.
So let's catch up on the bullshit that they've got going on. They've got reckless endangerment of property and lives, uses of a non-regulation firearm with that long-arm shotgun out the window,
That was me, Chief, not Doug.
flippant and tasteless remarks,
That was
that was me.
and unauthorized usage of a state vehicle.
It's a fun back and forth right here. The chief, I kind of wish the chief was somebody better. Maybe I'm used to like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey,
so the
good
shooting
jobs.
wrapped up, and now we're back filling out paperwork, and we've got
Yeah.
our Act 1 out of the 3 acts that makes up an 80s buddy cop movie.
Yes.
You hear
Well,
me?
you have the angry
We've got the
black
loose
chief.
we've got the loose cannon chew out from the
Yes.
black chief. We've got
Focus
that
real deep on his mouth.
One more of these
too.
and I got your ass.
Yeah, his mouth is very red.
your badges are going down the shitter. We've got the Act 2 library scene. And
Oh,
then,
that's right.
and then spoiler, later we've got the Act 3 friend fight.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to have them. I mean, you're making a sauce here. You don't want to leave out any oregano.
We do find out they're already on like double secret probation or something. Like he mentions that they're on
Right.
double.
he fulfills what we already believe to be
Mortis!
true. Unauthorized uses of a state vehicle, reckless endangerment of property and lives, use of non-regulation firearm, flippant and tasteless remarks, and 18 parking tickets.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of Who's giving these guys parking tickets?
Hey,
You're
you get
the
a few
cops.
more later.
I am the law.
We meet the coroners now, the coroner and then her boss, right? So we have this girl, Rebecca Smithers, who I thought I knew. I was like, this girl's so familiar. It's a woman named Claire Kirkconnell.
But-
Turns out I don't know anything. She just looks a lot like Aunt Becky
From Full House.
Full House.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think I knew.
Oh,
her
my
at
little
all.
nickname for her is Becky in this.
Well, her name was Becky.
Well, her name's Rebecca. Piscopo does call her Becky. So when he said that, I was like, oh, that's why.
But we also get another famous 80s thing is an older white male degrading a female in a serious career.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're not
talking
talking about Joe Piscopo hitting on the nun. Call me later.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we get old body doc rolling in.
Oh, the
Dr.
body
McNabb,
doc.
who is played by Darren McGavin, who's been in a million things.
Okay,
but my
so
two.
I picked him out from Billy Madison.
Yes.
And
There
I
we
watched
go.
with Bleep and Blop, and he's like, I think that's the dad from Christmas Story.
Yes.
Yep.
And it took me till yesterday in my life to realize it's the same person because I don't like the Christmas
Well,
movie.
it's you. We get that.
Yeah, I just don't like it. So,
But
but
you
not like
like-
other Christmas
You like
movies.
sentimental Christmas shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm also just gonna say Raw Deal because I love that movie and it
Yes.
was in
Oh,
it.
he's
yeah.
also in Raw Deal.
The Arnold.
He came in, I was like, why did I recognize him? He started talking, and I was like, it's Billy Madison's dad.
That's how I clocked him right away, not knowing that he's also, I think he's listed as the old man.
Yeah, I honestly never realized until I was like looking, because I was like, what else do I know him from? And I looked it up. I never realized it was the same guy.
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it is him, Fragile.
It's a what is it? A major award.
Oh God. So we should not get you a leg lamp for Christmas.
No, give me that. That's just sexy.
I'll mirror my roommate's leg
Oh, yeah.
and paint the toes and everything.
I'll paint those. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're right. I'll let you paint them.
I like her frozen fish tank, by the way.
Oh my gosh, that tank
Rebecca.
was
The logic
awesome.
behind it
Don't
is
you
great.
believe in fish that swim?
No, these ones are just as pretty, and I don't have to feed them. I like her logic.
Plus, later on in this movie, a bunch of fish get killed because there's a shootout. Guess
This
what
is
wouldn't
sa-
happen to her fish?
This is how I plan on having kids, by the way.
Just dead kids.
Dead kids in a tank.
Love it.
Sounds right. They look just as pretty, and I don't have to feed them.
I like my friends' kids to visit.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm just like,
fuck off.
Go the fuck away.
We didn't get all the way through the degradation
Oh,
of
no, we
Miss
didn't.
Smithers, right? Body Doc walks in and she's like, oh my God, these two dudes on the slab who you guys just killed, turns out you killed them again. They're repeat clients, the first in my history.
She's got Polaroids of these guys in her pocket, just on her
Yeah.
person. It's like, what are you doing in your spare time? And call me.
Exactly.
And old Body Doc, Mr. McGavin, comes in hicking and snarling and going, in like 5 years she'll get her shit together and figure out the dead guys from the live ones.
Oh God.
One day she'll
Fuck
make,
you.
if she works really hard, she'll make what a man makes in the next, 50
Never.
years, but it'll take her 80 years.
This guy appears multiple times, and each time he's got a mouthful of gravel just fucking.
Yeah.
But luckily, it's gravel from the same set, and he's chewing scenery.
Well, also, as soon as he walked in the door and started talking, I was like, oh, so he's in on it, huh?
Oh, easily.
I mean, the second that you see him and he's like, no, you didn't work on them. Shut up, you dumb broad. Like, okay, I see you.
This
Oh,
fucking
greasy old man,
nondescript Colonel Sanders, Doug Dimmadome ass evil motherfucker
I believe the autopsy you're thinking of, in fact, did not happen.
did not happen. up
Case in
here.
point, these bodies here that need to be autopsied again, Your Honor. I rest my case on that face.
They just had surgery. It wasn't.
They
an
couldn't have
autopsy.
looked in and been like, "Oh, I removed their internal organs."
Yeah.
Like, oh, huh.
You know what's strange is this scar right here. What's more strange is there's nothing under there.
She hasn't performed the autopsy yet. Again, by
Oh,
the way.
okay, all
Like,
right. Well-
wouldn't she have just immediately been like, "Well, let me cut these"?
She seems like she's gonna like get right to it kind of gal.
Yeah.
Like I want to get up inside that body and
But
see what's missing.
ultimately, they find a chemical compound in there, which I am choosing to believe is the successor to trioxin 2,4 whatever. That is sulfathiazole.
Oh, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna remember this.
Yeah, for sure. I got
Even
you.
when
I got
Treat
you.
Williams says it at the place they're going to, I was like, I wonder how long he had to like just study that word.
They had somebody off camera just holding that word up.
Oh,
on
Robert
his sign.
Duvall, Godfather. Have you heard that?
No.
During the filming of The Godfather, Duvall would have cue cards on his chest so Brando could read them, and it was you never saw
On his fucking chest?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. You can
great.
pull the image up on the internet. I mean,
It was the
it's-
fourth piece in the 3-piece suit.
That is awesome.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way they got Brando to do his scenes.
It's so funny that Brando had to read his lines because it's such a good performance too.
Uh-huh.
But he's just reading it right off the thing. And I've watched people read off cue cards. I've seen SNL.
sure.
It's not usually very good.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a
Could have been a speed reader.
but sulfathiazole is only manufactured by Dante Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah,
Dante,
which
I mean,
I'm wondering if that's
and believe
there's
it
got to
or
be a
not,
reference to Joe
for
Dante.
I mean, you
right?
might as well make it the
No,
Lazarus.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was like. Are they?
And believe it or not, in this
100%.
less than 90-minute movie, we're fucking cruising to the next scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this
fucking
fucking
love that. By the way,
Yeah.
place, by the way, this building is the same building that
Biodome.
Dante Pharmaceuticals is Biodome.
I fucking caught that right away. I was like, that's the entrance to Biodome where he has to pretend to go pee, or he has to go pee, and he goes to the outside, yada yada, and hilarity will ensue inside of that building.
Thank God he hit the restroom and not the fucking asphyxiation euthanasia chamber.
Right?
You know what?
It's in the customer like introduction
yeah, it's
room.
just in the hallway.
Put that in your basement
But
like a proper
we're getting
villain.
ahead of ourselves. Well, okay, we get to Dante Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, Randy James, who's played by Lindsay Frost, who is just a minor character. She's in The Ring.
Randy
she's in
with an
Collateral
eye.
Damage. But she is giving them their PR tour, and this murder room is in the hallway for the PR tour. Shouldn't it be in the lab? Where
Basement.
they're testing on animals.
Yeah, no,
Also-
you need this to be a
Oh man,
secret button.
this animal's fucked up. He's really sick. We better drag him into the hallway and shove him in the death room.
Listen, I think they off him for fun because there's this really cute little fucking Morky thing that's
exactly
sitting
where I was
next
going.
in line.
Yeah.
It's sitting next
It
in
didn't
line
look
next to
sick.
the door.
No.
Yeah,
No.
for sure. And yeah, you've got the security guard or the you got the desk worker.
He's
who
half
studied under
security
the-
guard, half secretary.
Yeah,
Also half dead.
Secretary guard.
and fully cocked and loaded.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's clearly studied under like security guard school of Reanimator, where he's reading porn out loud.
I was like, what is the magazine that he's looking at?
Somebody
Yeah.
even
It was
one-
only
it
Penthouse.
Penthouse?
Yeah.
I think
there
it was
were 3
Piscopo.
frames for no titties.
Yeah.
Right?
There was no nudity.
And
in
also,
3
this is
whole
rated R,
pull-out
right?
frames.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
only
Shit.
nipples that
Papa
we
tit.
get are dead ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
Randy
No.
James's dead nipples later.
Yeah, one of the cops is like, sorry to ruin your erection, but we have some questions.
Piscopo's
It was
line.
Doug.
Piscopo's line here though, when he's talking to her and she's telling him like, "Oh, we make all kinds of stuff for different needs and whatever." He's like, "Oh, so like tampons, hemorrhoid cream, stuff for crabs."
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
He had me laughing this whole time.
Like he
did.
doesn't know what the medicine for crabs is called.
yeah, you have it. You have a prescription in your pocket, Joe. Sorry, Doug.
You have a standing prescription.
And Randy clearly has that like 80s ass Ellen Ripley voice. You know, the like working woman in the 80s where they got to talk a little bit more like this.
I mean, she's got that power suit to show you.
Absolutely.
She's got those shoulder pads
Get
like a
over here
linebacker.
with those fucking shoulder guards, mama.
It's a sign of the times, and I do like to see it. Back then, not now.
Joe Piscopo he's like, "All right, I gotta go take a piss. Basically, my teeth are floating, right?
Yeah.
I gotta make a pee pee." And he sneaks off and he shorts out one of those stupid fucking things.
Star Wars logic.
Yeah, he just sticks a piece of
Yeah,
metal
puts
in a
his
key
badge in
card and it shorts it out and
If
the door
you bust
opens.
the lock, the door. If you short out the mechanics, the door just opens.
Yep. Exactly.
Meanwhile, she said it's chemical storage and it's clearly a zombie reanimating room.
Yes.
As they
100%.
walked into this place, and I was half expecting fucking Sam Neill to be in there, like, we don't need eyes. Lawrence Fishburne, motherfucker.
Is that the second Event Horizon reference in like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I think. It's a great movie. That's why.
And he finds this zombie creature. At first, I wrote pig monster because I couldn't see its face.
Yes.
But it's called the Thing.
Oh, it's goddamn Trantor. Yeah. From Ernest Scared Stupid.
We need some milk.
Apparently,
Yeah.
in the script, it was
Mac.
described as having no face, and the guy
But
Steve
instead they gave him
Johnson
2?
was like, "You know what's better than no faces? 3 faces."
Oh,
God.
shit.
Dude,
So what's
like,
this guy's backstory?
one of those, I'm assuming that he
Motorcycle
got his face
accident.
run over.
Oh, shit. That's distasteful.
There you go.
And he's a really big
Oh,
dude,
that
so
is.
they
I
had
didn't
one
think
face.
about that.
It was-
One face wouldn't fit.
It's a
on his
badass way to
face.
go, though.
It was
I mean, it's the
three
way Treat
noses.
Williams went, right?
It
Yeah,
was like
buddy.
3 faces going on right there.
Well, his head is so big because he's a big fat guy. Regular people's face wouldn't fit, so they just had to use a couple.
But yeah, this thing roars and it like jumps up from underneath a cloth, clearly newly reanimated and
Yes.
feral, like a goddamn jungle cat.
And this guy, I had to look up because I thought maybe he was that big dude we saw in Savage Dawn. I don't know if you didn't watch that one with me. You
No.
did. You probably don't remember though.
I thought
She
he
blacked
was.
it out.
You barely remember watching the movie we watched last week.
I
so-
honestly, like, when this one started, it clicked in my head. I just had to be in my seat.
But so I looked him up, and he's not really. He was in Night Court, and he was in some other show, but he was part of Joe Piscopo Live
Okay.
thing.
Go on.
So I'm clearly he's a friend of Joe. That's where he's credited as himself. So like he was a friend of Joe Piscopo's, I guess. So they were like, "Yeah, let's just bring this fucking dude in."
Yeah,
He
I know a
remind-
guy.
he reminded me of one of the characters from Home Improvement. I don't know if anybody ever watched that show, but the construction guys
Long
where they're
beard.
like the ginger beard and everything, where he's ironing a freaking.
Well, they play like construction
grilled
tools.
cheese.
Yeah, but I
I know
the guy I'm
exactly.
talking
Iron
about. The guy I'm
Joe.
talking about from Savage Dawn is one of those construction guys.
From,
From Home Improvement.
I couldn't let that slide.
As you should.
I needed somebody to do it. I
I'd
can't
rather
do
hear
it.
you do it than him.
Yeah.
But that's who I thought it was.
But he's a nobody.
He is,
which
well,
is fine.
he's a somebody, just not to us.
And so while they're fighting, it flashes back to Randy and Roger Mortis, and they've got a short, awkward silence. And he's like, "Oh, sexual tension broken. My partner." And she's like, "Yeah, he's a piece of shit, right?"
But he's a nice piece of shit. No, he's a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
hate
that-
that forced love connection. Like,
Oh, every
you
single.
don't fucking need one in a
all
movie.
two females and Treat Williams, and I don't really blame them, but still.
Oh, I don't
I mean,
blame them.
yeah,
I don't blame
exactly.
them. Maybe it wasn't written in the script that way,
Right.
And they're just like, oh God, look at him over there. He's a treat and a
It could
snack.
be. Apparently, he was just the nicest fucking guy in the world. Every interview I watched, like leading up to this, was just people being like, "Treat Williams was just fucking delightful."
See,
Exactly.
that's why he never became like a huge deal in Hollywood. He was too nice for that life.
Yeah.
And then the zombie biker fight nearly spills out into the lobby itself, igniting an instantaneous gun pullout from the dude reading the porn.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Yes.
he's ready to pull something out.
And,
it was- might as well be a
Randy,
gun.
despite having no connection to these guys, goes, "No!"
Dude, and Treat Williams doesn't hesitate to blow this guy away.
No, he
Fuck
won't.
yeah, dude. He's been waiting for it. Listen, the cannon in this loose cannon is his goddamn pistol.
Oh yeah, he's got a huge
And probably his
fucking
wiener.
revolver. That's not.
This is our gun
That's not a
specialist.
standard issue service revolver right there. He's got his cowboy gun going.
During the battle, Treat Williams gets knocked into the death room.
Uh-huh.
The fucking, I don't know,
the
the
puppy
Nazi
killing
room.
And they keep
Yeah.
focusing on this
And
poor
the
little
puppy
dog, too.
makes eye contact with him.
Right? Like,
By the way, what
There's a
exactly?
moment of understanding there.
What exactly does this room do? Because she said it sucks all
It
the air
sucks
out and
the
they die
air out.
instantly.
It
Like, no,
was
no,
not instant.
You
In
suck
a
all
matter
the
of
air
seconds.
out and you slowly suffocate.
Yeah, you
right?
wait
It doesn't
Exactly.
take seconds. It takes a. It'll take a.
Yeah, I
minute
was
or
hoping like
two.
something instant. I thought they were like subwoofers. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna play like masters of bass and just fucking whoa, 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 whoa,
just sonic boom your brain
Hell
to
yeah,
melt.
dude. That's gonna be the next Fast and Furious. Just subwoofers galore, I'm sure.
You heard it here first, guys.
More
you-
zombie biker fight.
Yeah, and when he's in there, so the door accidentally gets closed, but it doesn't start the thing. You have to start it from another room,
And we see a
and we get
gloved
this like
hand.
giallo scene of this unseen killer.
I wrote
coming
down
in.
we've got 2 seconds of Jalo.
This
See, I was
unseen
thinking
killer
Dr.
with
Claw
leather
from
gloves.
Inspector Gadget, where you
Yeah.
just see
What's
the
the
arm.
difference?
A cat,
Well, we got a dog.
a dog.
Because like the whole giallo thing is people. The killer is always, you're seeing it from his point of view, and he's usually wearing leather gloves, and that's kind of what's happening here. Your leather gloves come in and push the button, but you see a nice white suit, so you're like, okay, so that's the.
I wonder
body
if that's
doc?
Colonel
I wonder if that's the
Sanders,
body
Doug
guy.
Dimmadome, evil motherfucker.
I did not pull the switch. You must have quit.
It
Just
was
saying.
a button.
It was a button, Your Honor.
It's a button.
Not when I say it.
But did you notice it was the same kind of button that they used in the jewelry store robbery? The conveniently placed button, I might add.
Well, they're supposed to be conveniently placed. It probably is
in
the
the
same button. They just
unglued
unglued it.
it from the. Yeah.
This movie was
We
made
need a
for
button.
This movie was made for
Okay.
$5 million.
How much
so
did it
that's
make
probably
again?
the same button. About 3.5.
Ooh, that's tragic.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Roger Mortis meets his fucking Roger Mortem,
Yeah, it comes to a.
and all the
Great
meanwhile,
death scene, I might add.
yeah, it's all purple.
Oh, yeah. That makeup, credit to the special effects guy with this makeup. And
also,
everything.
again, fuck this special effects guy. He was so cocky in this interview because he's like, yeah, we did this and that, and they let me do kind of whatever I wanted. Like, they hired me without me even sending any samples, whatever. But he's like, everything just looks so fucking stupid and cheap and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, it still holds up. It's kind of cool. I'm like, you can't shit-talk your own work.
Yeah,
and then
backward
turn around and,
compliments
like,
his self.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no
like
shame.
sitting there the whole time with like one leg on the other knee, and he's just like adjusting his glasses. He's like, "Well, this was my first movie," and da da da. And I'm just like, "Shut."
It looks
Go
great.
fuck-
Shut up.
Yeah,
Go
he
fucking
could
sue
suck a
yourself.
dick, and also his effects were awesome. But
Yeah.
get over it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Own it.
So Rebecca shows up, and they find out, and she, for some reason, goes through the computers of this room because she's a coroner.
She
Apparently she's an
has
IT
an
girl.
intimate knowledge of this computer system.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
And she realizes they have a way to resurrect people.
There's like 5 points in my notes where I go, Becky knows everything.
Oh, a real Becky Sue.
Yeah.
It's a real Becky Sue. She knows everything without even having to go to school.
I love they just skip over explaining everything because Joe Piscopo's like, what about the soul? And she's like, yeah, they fixed that.
No, dude, she blooped and bleeped on the computer and looked at the fucking
Knew
like,
exactly which of these 1,000 buttons
absolutely
to the
with this
3
thing. She's
in
never
the
fucked
correct
around.
pattern.
Completely unmarked keyboards. She was going off color and instinct. All right.
Use the
muscle
fullest,
memory.
Becky.
She's like, I gotta cuck this guy one more time.
She's like, it's weird. This computer's really familiar. It's exactly like the computer Dr. McNabb has in his office.
Oh,
Strange.
Oh.
I've seen this model before in the old body doc's
But yeah.
office.
What about the soul? Oh, that's cool. They got that too.
Yeah.
They
comes
downloaded
included.
the newest Windows update covered the soul.
Yeah, the firmware.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the new updates, though. There's always a glitch, and sometimes dead is better. You can't come back with that.
Sometimes
soul.
dead is better.
Exactly. You don't always come back with a soul. Ask fucking Gage.
They try they try valiantly to like give some heart between these characters, but it's just like it's a buddy cop movie. We're slapping asses and patting shoulders, and he's like, oh, but what if he comes back as a mindless zombie? And she's like, kill him.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the head.
Yeah,
I expect
very
you'll kill him.
cold-hearted.
Joe Piscopo does not appreciate that. You want me to kill my friend?
No, fuck you. You kill him.
So they flip the switch, and lightning
And we
happens,
get
and these
this-
warbly ass fucking.
I love this lightning, by the way. This awesome 80s effect. This was the other effects guy who I do have to mention because he did a bunch of effects for a bunch of movies, but this lightning specifically is something that he filmed and then a bunch of other movies bought from him. So he got this Tesla coil set up and filmed all this lightning on a black background from the Tesla coils.
Oh, no
So this is
shit.
real
So he's got
lightning.
he's
So
got
it's
Wow.
it's like keyed out lightning,
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
like
colored
a
in.
sound
That's
bank
cool.
for lightning, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking
He
awesome.
sold it to a bunch of people. It's
That
used
is
in
amazing.
Terminator. He used it in Galaxy of Terror, Starship Troopers. It was another movie he did. He directed a movie, by the way, one that we may do because I have it over there from Vinegar Syndrome called Steel and Lace. That's a pretty interesting. Interesting movie.
Are we going back to porn?
I think I've seen that
kinda.
movie.
If it's from Vinegar Syndrome, it's half porn. I mean, this was from Vinegar Syndrome, my copy here, but
A Blood
most
and
of it's
Black
half
Lace
porn.
sequel.
No. But it's like Giallo-esque wannabe horror, but it was from 1993 or something. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's an interesting movie. We might
Super
be doing
late
it
to the
again.
game.
This guy
All right.
Ernest Farino, he did the the visual effects. So he did that. He did the bad one later.
He did
with the face
glowy
melting.
bits.
Yeah, he did all the glowy bits,
And
and the opening title credits, by the way, which give you that nice horror vibe right out of the gate.
Also, I was gonna say I did want to comment on the font.
I forgot to mention
love the
that.
font and the
no
opening
title
credit.
card yet.
No, I don't think we ever get a title card,
Oh, they withhold it.
and I'm okay with
No, it
that.
says Dead Heat at the beginning.
Oh, it comes up again
comes up at
with
the
the
very
sting
end.
of a fucking licensed song that's Dead Heat, running out of time.
A song that has
Dead
nothing
Heat.
to do with anything.
I love a song like that in an 80s movie, though.
Someone was just like, yo, I heard this song that said Dead Heat, and it's probably cheap.
Something I'd like to. There was somebody who showed me last night that was he in this movie that was also on show one of our favorite movies that we did, Alien.
Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
Voyage of the Rock
Yes.
He
Aliens.
is in this. He plays a paramedic later.
Yes.
Oh, I
Is it the
clocked him right
paramedic?
away.
Okay, I didn't
Tom
know if it was-
Nolan.
I saw him in the credits, and I was like, wait, Tom Nolan, that's Absent from
Yeah.
fucking Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
That
So-
movie fucking rips, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I,
amazing.
I
awesome.
double feature that with oh no, what's the one? It's a full moon movie, and it's Bad Channels.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
there
know
we
that
go.
one.
We recorded an episode about Voyage of the Rock Aliens and went way too long because we couldn't
We
stop
had to
talking
split
about
it
it.
into two.
I split it into 2 episodes because it was 3 hours.
I'd
That's
like to
not
just-
going to be us today.
I'd like to
All
just
right, so
reenact
poor
that movie.
sweet Officer Mortis has just laid his life down for the law. Got
Yes,
struck
he
with
did.
lightning, and he's risen again to do it all over
And
again.
feels amazing. He feels great.
Feels great,
Perks
but
up.
he has no heartbeat.
Hi guys.
Weird.
I love that she's like, she's like, no, you're not doing good. You don't have a heartbeat. He's like, no, I feel great. She's like, that's impossible. You don't have a heartbeat.
Becky spills all the beans in front of the clear bad guy.
Well, body doc, I like. He's like, no, he's faking it.
Also, why
faking not having a heartbeat?
Yeah, he like breaks
Awesome.
some glass when he's getting this examination and like cuts his wrist, and his blood is like
no
glitter.
way.
It's sparkly PCP, from what I understand.
It's the crystals that he was
There you
laying on
go.
that reanimated him.
And I don't remember what she says to kick it off, but one of my favorite lines from Treat Williams, he's just like, "I'm dead, Rebecca." Like, how much worse?
Oh,
can it
yeah.
get?
He's like, I'm dead, Rebecca. Yeah, it's great to be alive, says Officer Mortis.
This cut, though, there's in zero chance that you would get a gash that's 3 inches long following the river on your arm from knocking a glass over from the opposite side of your arm.
Yeah, impossible.
So he finds out he's got 10 to 12 hours before he turns into a, quote, organic stew.
Becky
Yes.
knows everything
Yes,
and
yes,
she
relays
does.
it to everybody,
Look,
regardless
I
of
looked at the numbers,
affiliation.
and
I'm
they
glad
said
she's in the
that you're
movie.
going to be stew. The numbers told me.
I hit the beeps and the bops, and
Is
it
that
came
like-
up with 12 hours.
Is that like reading the chicken bones and the feathers and whatnot?
No, he's already starting to decompose, right? And he's losing color in his face, so he stops to buy some lipstick.
What's the name
And we get
of
our
the
great
shade?
moment of
Mulberry-
gay panic here.
He gets
Mulberry
mulberry
wine. Joe
I wanna
Piscopo,
drink that.
such a good choice. It brings out your eyes.
I think that Joe Piscopo's got a great effeminate voice from making fun of the homosexuals in the 80s instead of, a closet case homosexual is often the case. I think Joe Piscopo is like the...
I think he's a fan.
Just an asshole.
He's the Mark Wahlberg character in The Other Guys. Why'd you learn how to do ballet? So I can make fun of those guys on my block that did ballet.
I took it the opposite way. I feel like Joe Piscopo was friends of the community and just felt comfortable and natural. Like when you talk to, I am gay, so when I do talk to my gay friends, where you just like personify, and I don't know. I choose to see. I'm a glass half full.
I'd very happily
Houston.
accept that. I have to accept
I'll,
that about
I'll
a few
choose to
movies.
believe that.
So it's the 80s. This is the least offensive, like, gay joke we
Exactly.
can get.
For
He's
sure.
just doing a list. Maybe it's not gay. Maybe it's just
That's
his
a
female
woman
voice.
list. It's just a woman list.
I don't know. It could
Yeah,
have
that's
been
his female voice.
Yeah.
It could have been problematic, like The Last Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was got some.
Yeah. So they head to Randy James' house, and then Treat Williams immediately wipes off his lipstick.
Because it looks
I know.
ridiculous.
Randy James, the PR lady from earlier,
Yes,
who's got
yes.
some connections to
well, all
Dante
he
Pharmaceutical.
needed was the little shade. He didn't need the full thing, so you
He
needed
does
to let
later.
It,
Oh, yeah, later he used a
Later
whole
on, when he
bunch.
just looks like somebody from Nightbreed. Yeah.
yeah.
or
Which, again, credit to keeping that disintegration going.
Yeah.
Probably not the word I wanted.
They get there and
Decomposition.
Thank
they're
you.
like, going through her shit, and they find a VHS tape, and like, we're gonna watch this. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Not before Joe Piscopo finds some panties, though.
Yes.
He's like a hound on these things.
He smells them, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he holds them up.
Well,
and
he
gives
just-
a secret smell.
I mean, he does-
holds
he
him
does-
up
he does
near
the-
his face.
He does the panty raid. He hits on a nun earlier when they're first going to Dante Pharmaceuticals, right? Right after the hemorrhoid cream line. This woman walks, this like lab tech walks through doing her fucking job, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do some research myself," and goes and tries to go get some tail. It's constant. It's great.
It is
Yeah.
constant.
I mean, if you look at him, that's who the kind of person he is.
But yeah,
He's got a
the
curly mullet. I don't know what you want me to say.
It's a beautiful mullet.
the VCR flicks to life, fires to existence, and turns on. And
Oh
I
my
was
God.
not paying attention to that opening crawl at the start of this. I had no fucking clue. Goddamn ass Vincent Price
fucking
is
Price,
sitting in that
yeah.
chair.
Derek
I-
almost
by the way, though,
shipwrecks right then.
I do love Joe Piscopo's. I guess it's another gay joke, although he didn't know yet. His "We have something on the monitor, Captain." His little George Takei.
my.
But yeah, Vincent fucking.
I
Price.
can't believe you guys didn't know he was in this. Like, I saw that name
didn't.
right
It
away.
was at the beginning. I was
yeah.
not paying attention.
You know,
Fair
I
enough,
was
fair
like,
enough.
out of the corner of my eye, I saw the word Loudermilk, so I must
Yeah.
have seen right when it came up, but I didn't see it was saying he was playing.
Which Loudermilk
so-
is a name that they use in Scrooged. There's
Oh,
one
you
of
didn't
the
call
boss
that
is
out.
Loudermilk.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Listen, I'm lactose intolerant. All milk that isn't nut based is louder milk for me. If you know what I mean.
See, for me, it's a little worse. It's all splatter milk.
Oh shit!
That's what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
This stuff with Vincent Price, by the way, is the very first stuff they shot. They shot on video, so it looked like it was on videotape. And can you imagine this director, Mark Goldblatt, this being his very first day shooting, his very first movie,
and
he's directing Vincent fucking Price, who, by the way, did his later scenes in the movie where he comes back for free.
Oh, wow, good.
Because they needed him to come back and do some shoots, and they were like, but we don't have the money for it. But he's like, he was such a fucking professional, he came back and did it anyway.
Oh,
That's
dude,
because
Vincent
he's just
half
a great
price,
person.
man.
He's got an he had an absolute love for genre. I think that like all of his credits go to say that, and I mean it's probably not the first days in his career where he wasn't paid.
Yeah. I mean, he did some Hammer movies, so he was definitely not paid sometimes.
And he knows he's got to come back for this, and the movie's going to just be awful. It's going to be incomplete and terrible.
And he doesn't want that because he's a fucking professional.
Craftsman.
But yes, Mr. Price, Mr. Loudermilk addresses Randy directly, calling her princess.
My princess.
Which, by the way, I guess maybe his daughter was her mom, because I'm like, how is her last name Price or whatever it was? I already forgot.
Loudermilk.
And his last name is Loudermilk.
Well, she
He's her
says
grandpa.
that's my dad.
Didn't she say grandpa?
She says
No,
dad right
dad.
here.
Oh, okay. Then what the fuck even more?
Exactly. Well, she's got
nothing but a fake mustache.
Oh, wait. Also, why the fuck does he have like a 24-year-old daughter?
Well, it's not his daughter.
Exactly, but she says he is. But also, my daughter doesn't have her dad's last name.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Yeah.
there you go.
So some zombie thugs break in and attack them.
They shoot the fucking TV
Yeah.
to kick this
Jesus
off.
Christ.
And this is a pretty great shootout. I'm laughing so much when they're having the shootouts with the zombies because it's just blasting them and they don't give a fuck.
We're not wasting.
Get hurt.
Like, we're not shy on ammo. We are throwing lead
They got
here.
Uzis,
This is
baby.
great.
Every fucking person in this movie, aside from Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo, has a fucking Uzi. Even fucking Billy Madison's dad later pulls a fucking Uzi out. I'm like, was there a sale on Uzis?
Oh, yeah,
Uzis were a thing of the 80s.
There's two zombies in this fight. They start shooting in there, and then they duck. Our protagonists duck out of the room and then go out to the back porch
with a bunch of great like exploding bookshelves. I loved that. I thought it was a good touch because this is the kind of movie with the budget and everything where they would just be like firing and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
This bookshelf is just obliterated.
With a lot of movies, especially people like myself that enjoy firearms, you start counting like you wouldn't have 30 rounds. You'd have only 30 rounds in that gun. You'd run out. This, I don't give a shit that they're not reloading. I want this to be an endless supply of bullets coming out of these guns.
The zombies at the
1,000%.
start, the one that grabbed a hand grenade did so because he ran out. And I think if one character runs out of ammo in a movie, you're absolved for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, you showed it. You showed it happening.
They just pointed down and reloaded.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like a light gun cabinet.
Playing Area 51 on the cabinet.
My husband,
good to go.
I've watched my husband play plenty of video games. I know how it works.
especially recently.
But yeah, as soon as our protagonists duck out of this gunfight and into the backyard, there's suddenly like a second stage to this where it calms down and there's a little bit of pacing. The zombies are walking
apparently
around.
Treat Williams hides in this jacuzzi for 5 minutes, which we don't see, but it's like it's cut like an action movie.
Yeah.
So it's just like boom, boom, boom. Because this guy zombie comes over and Treat Williams jumps out of the water like fucking Jason Voorhees.
Yes, he does.
Throws this dude in the fucking jacuzzi and then just hucks a radio in there. It's awesome.
Yeah, he gives him
Turns
the
that into
fucking
stew.
toaster bath by way of boombox.
By the time it stops electrocuting him, the water is like brown and gloopy. Like it's literally turning this guy into soup.
That zombie in particular, the skinny white like rickety cricket from Sunny looking motherfucker.
That's exactly what I said.
For
too.
no reason other than to throw these colorful movie names out there, did I look up what else he's been in?
What
Theodore
one is
Rex.
Golden Child.
Hey, yeah,
That's
we
the
got
only
the
thing I knew
Golden
him
Child.
from.
We got the Blob remake, which fucks. We got Monkey Bone and Theodore Rex with
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg.
I knew
yeah.
one of those names.
Was it Whoopi?
No, I mean the movie.
Was it Theodore?
The Golden Child is the only one I've ever seen
Monkey
or
Bone?
seen.
Monkey. Oh, I can't believe you didn't see Monkey Bone. Brendan Fraser.
What year was this?
2000.
I was
Early
thinking 98.
Do you know
so
what I
yeah,
was
somewhere
doing in
around there.
2000?
Drugs.
Drugs.
A lot of that.
You can tell we both know you.
This other zombie, Piscopo eviscerates him with an umbrella, which is pretty great.
And he goes,
Yes.
now that's nasty.
Like not a handheld umbrella, like a table umbrella.
And we get what
Oh,
I
he
can
fucking
only...
white whale throws a javelin at this
Yes,
fucker.
he does.
Call me Ishmael.
Oh, and then of course there's the obligatory nut punches.
As you folks know, we like to have a beer or 3 while we podcast, and sometimes that leads to a not-so-pleasant morning after, unless we remember to hydrate, people. That's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, and it's now available in sugar-free, with a proprietary zero-sugar solution that has no artificial sweeteners. I love using Liquid IV because it comes in convenient little packets you can take with you, makes me feel rejuvenated and hydrated, and best of all, it actually tastes good. Just 1 packet of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than just water alone, thanks to the 8 vitamins and nutrients it has, and it has 3 times the electrolytes of those other sports drinks. We love Liquid IV so much that we're offering you, our loyal listeners, a steal of a deal. Get 20% off when you grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier, sugar-free, or any other variant at liquidiv.com and use the code WORSTPeople at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code WORSTPeople at liquidiv.com. Yeah, I guess that harkens back to another Treat Williams movie we did, the Phantom, where that guy throws a spear through it.
Yes.
Not that guy.
Treat Williams throws a spear through that guy is what I meant. That other fucking mobster dude.
The guy is like something. The gun is what I'm. Not these.
No, I don't need these spears or whatever he says. He gets fucking obliterated with a spear too. But
He gets stuck to a wall.
I'm assuming this is a Joe Piscopo improv line here. But he's like, Roger, you were underwater for like 5 minutes straight. Oh, yeah, I sure was. Can you teach my girlfriend to do that?
Can you teach that to my girlfriend?
Yes,
like, come on, man.
I can.
Yeah, that and the fucking bicycle seat line.
Yeah. I want to come back as a woman's bicycle seat.
Well, as soon as he mentioned reincarnation at that point, I thought of Biodome, where it's like, I want to come back as a leotard. And they kind of one-upped it a little bit.
And they try once again for a little bit of heart. Randy's over there at her dead fish tank because that got shot. And she goes, oh, the blue damsels. They're always my favorite.
Did you notice the
favorites
fish?
always die?
The fish were like choking for air. Like they're currently dying.
Were they? 'Cause I
There was one.
concentrated,
There was a big one. The closest one, like I don't know, bottom right of the
Did
screen.
they Milo and
I was
Otis
looking
this
at the one
shit?
by your
Yeah,
face.
I was gonna say, this might be before no animals were harmed because I definitely didn't see that.
Oh, I did not see that.
Let's just all imagine that as soon as they called cut, somebody put him in a fucking like
Somebody went up,
cup of
put
water.
their lips and started doing deep compressions.
Somebody found an empty beer pitcher and just put water in it and some fishes. Then Joe Piscopo drank it on accident because he's a maniac.
Then they pick up where they left off with the fucking VHS. They got like 2 VHS players, which were what, like $1,200 back in this day.
So he changes. Treat Williams has to change clothes because he's covered in blood from being shot, and he changes
Which,
into this
why
awesome
doesn't he
little
have-
like Miami Vice outfit.
Why doesn't he have sparkly bullet holes though? Why is it
Exactly.
bloody now?
Also, why does he have bloody
Because
bullet
they already
holes?
had
He doesn't
squibs
bleed.
all built.
Right. Okay, and there was no blood in the jacuzzi. I'm just gonna does he bleed? Does he not bleed? The squibs are fucking awesome,
they
and I appreciate
splatter,
them.
but they
Yes.
don't bleed because the jewelry store robbers, when he got shot with the shotgun, he had blood all over his shirt, but
there's
it
no
didn't
dripping.
keep.
So it's just
Okay.
the capillaries.
So yeah, you just get the surface, the blood that's still sitting
Okay,
there.
I can get
And
behind
as you
that.
just said, I'm always there for a squib, so I'm
Yeah.
not trying to
And
knock
they're
it.
great in this movie.
Yes, they really, really are.
My
And
favorite scene of this movie is the next scene, though.
Yada 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 yada. Chinatown.
Yes, something Chinatown, something butcher shop,
Chinatown.
and
what
we
was
get
his name?
Professor Toru Tanaka.
Professor
Oh,
Tanaka.
Yeah,
you're thinking of the bad guy,
Professor
the main
Tanaka.
guy. But Professor Toru Tanaka comes back.
We had
from
him
Three
we had him
Ninjas.
here on Three Ninjas. We talked
Yeah.
about him in Pee Wee Herman's Big
I was gonna pull that one out for you guys.
Yeah. No, we clock him. We
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
can't not clock this guy.
But the guy that's Thule is a
that's the word
is
I was
in
trying to think of.
Gremlins 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, yeah, he's the
Mr. Wing.
Chinaman here. He's the Chinaman there. He's fucking
Yeah.
Andy
saying he's
Griffith's probably
typecast?
Chinaman. Would you?
Dude, his fucking IMDb picture is a fucking stereotype.
Oh, yeah.
It's him as like a sorcerer kind of guy with like the mustache and the.
But yeah,
he's
Chinatown
Mr.
Butcher
Wing.
Shop is where
Yeah.
we are.
When the big guy is trying to kind of like stop them from coming in or whatever, they're like Joe Piscopo pulls out a Blazing Saddles reference because he's just like, "Hey, listen, Mongo, we're cops."
Yeah,
Like,
I got that too.
so yeah, we have Mr. Thule, who's played by Key Luke, as we mentioned, Mr. Wing and Gremlins. Our connection to that fucking Beauty and the Beast show because he was in an episode of that.
I did check that. We got to start watching that.
Serj, so many of these actors are in this fucking 80s or 90s show called Beauty and the Beast that had
It has
what's her real name?
Hellboy
Sarah Connor.
and Sarah
Linda
Connor.
Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton and Ron Perlman.
There we
Nice.
go.
And it's like a law drama, but with Ron Perlman being like a beast, and it's like a Beauty and the Beast thing.
It's
I don't
also
know what
the
the
least
fuck
amount
it's
of
about.
makeup that anyone's had to ever do to make a person.
Yeah,
a
I'm pretty
beast.
sure they just gave Ron Perlman a wig.
So it was just face paint.
They get ignored by a second fucking person when they're trying to talk to them, right? At the at Dante Pharmaceuticals, they were getting ignored by the porn reader, and here they're getting ignored by Mr. Professor himself, who's sitting here chopping.
It's like,
chopping
are they
meat.
even there?
They
He
always
puts
say,
down his
"Don't talk to
badge
the
and he
cops."
fucking
Chopping up
chops
porn
the badge in
magazines.
half.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Do always say don't talk to cops, though. You gotta wait for your lawyer, man. This scene, by the way, was directed by a guy who was just doing like some effects work and stuff, like one of the
Yeah,
assistants.
get ready. We're at the best scene of the movie.
This is probably
I
the biggest
love-
budget part of the movie as well.
This guy, I love him because, first of all, this does feel like it's directed by someone else. But second of all, he was like, this scene was going to be cut. But then they were like, well, if we can get a second unit, because they didn't have second unit, they had a $5 million budget. And they're like, if we had a second unit, we could do it. And he's just like, I'll do it. You don't have to pay me more. I'll just do the same pay rate.
Yeah.
But this guy in his interview was wearing a hat that said 525.77, Star Wars release hat. I was like, all right, he's all right.
I dig your style.
But yeah,
And we're here to kick some honorable ass.
dude, the guy, Mr. Thule, sets off the reanimation machine that he has in here. Sorry, we can't say reanimation. Resurrection machine that he has
The
in
Lazarus machine.
And
The
all of the
resonator.
food starts coming back to life. So you got roasted pig. It looks like it's already cooked. You got
It
ducks
does
and
look
fish
good.
and
There's
chickens.
a liver.
There's a
Yeah,
liver that
blob.
comes to life.
You got
So here's
split,
where I-
you got split dog.
It's where I start to have questions about the rules because, like,
Yes.
all right,
A
I
heart
thought
can't
the
reanimate.
head was gone. You know, if the head's gone, so's the zombie. But we get a liver, we get these cooked animals, we get coming up to the crescendo, the headless cow. Like it's processed,
Well,
but
this
it's still
reminded
whole.
me of a much later movie, but it's called John Dies at the End. I don't know if anybody else has seen it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, awesome movie. And there's a part where all these sausages and stuff start coming to life and forming into this giant monster. that
Daddy,
they have
would
to
you like
fight.
some sausage?
Violence wise, this reminded me of the Hungry Heifer scene from Critters 2,
Oh, okay.
where they're
God, I haven't
blasting them
seen
all
that
away,
in
dropping them into the
millennia.
deep fryers and shit. Like it's like that kind of violent.
But it did make me question, like, if a liver can be reanimated, why can't the heart, and why can't you have a heartbeat?
I think we're just having fun here.
Well,
I think
yeah,
this
I
is
think
like
maybe
what's around this restaurant.
Let's just
make
be
it come to
re-fucking
life.
ridiculous.
So
Maybe
Doug
a
gets
heart-
attacked by a newly reanimated roasted pig. Randy gets attacked by ducks.
Yeah.
And Roger
Yes.
gets attacked by a fucking like blob, which we're in agreement is a liver.
Is a liver.
Yeah.
It covers his face like he's got to breathe.
Right.
Yeah, you picked the wrong guy to go after if that's your move, man. Go for Piscopo.
He's just trying to
Dude,
see, man.
Piscopo fucking shoves his gun into this fucking pig's mouth and blows it across the
This
room.
little piggy's going to market.
Yes, it
And he
did.
gets
This little
attacked
piggy
by this
can go to
fucking...
Blasts against the wall like 15 feet away.
Yeah, and they open this refrigerator, and this fucking Silent Hill creature comes out. I'm pretty sure it's a cow.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
been,
think
like
it's
it's
a
ready
cow.
for processing.
It's got
but
no
it
feet,
looks like
walking on
something out of
stumps.
fucking Silent Hill.
No
I was just
head.
like, oh no,
No
No, it's been
features.
good.
Completely
It's been
gutted.
gutted. Yeah,
yeah, and it's using its like cavern to try to like eat him. It's like it's gonna wrap its rib cage
There's
around
a scene
him.
in Ash versus Evil Dead where
Yes.
that reminded me of that where the fucking bottom half of that dude's body and his colon comes out and wraps around him.
Does
But,
anybody else think that like or want Treat to wear this thing like some sort of shitty mech suit?
A little
Oh,
bit.
absolutely.
Yes.
So he also takes a gnarly fucking hand split
Yes.
between the middle finger and the
Oh,
ring
yeah.
finger.
Oh, not Treat. She doesn't call him Treat. Roger, you're hurt, lady. I'm dead.
She's way too
Great
intimate
answer.
with this decaying finger, dude. She's down there stitching it. She bites
wants
off the.
to fucking suck something.
Absolutely.
Joe Piscopo's
Something,
there
anything.
for that.
He'll watch.
So is Treat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know.
the imagery in this scene is fucking brutal. The way that it's shot, the like undulating, writhing messes that these things are, they're in pain.
Yeah.
Like and it's dark. It's shot
tray full
super
of, like,
dark.
chicken wings that are just like writhing
Like, they're
around.
already fried.
Hold on, no. When I saw that, I was so happy. So I didn't say this at the head,
So
but
glad you're happy.
so I almost got on for Deep Rising because I fucking love that movie.
So did we.
Yeah, and,
That was
and
awesome.
I love Treat Williams, but that's my favorite Treat Williams movie. I fucking love Dead Rising, but I wanted to
can
get on
see
for
that.
something I'd never seen before.
I'm
And
so
this
glad
is a
you
pleasant
did.
surprise because I don't know if you guys saw our last. My band does Halloween specials. We make movies each year. We cover a movie with an iconic score, and we incorporate it into writing a song, and we make a movie around it. And
That sounds
I come
amazing.
on like a movie host and introduce it and stuff like that. But there's a diegetic storyline that integrates the movie with my horror host. Anyway. In the weeds there. Last year when we were doing Reanimator, we reanimated a plate of chicken wings. I sprayed the I sprayed the reagent on a plate of chicken wings, just like in this movie, all fucking like based it up in buffalo sauce, and then we shook them around just like this one. So it was really nice. It was like,
Did you have a Becky on the side telling you how to make
they know
sure, like, just
everything.
get it all done?
They know everything. They spill all the beans as
You
well,
got any
and then they
questions?
fucking
Becky's there,
die
dude.
off
That's
screen.
too much salt. You're gonna kill it again. So
God
treat
bless
is
Bex.
progressively looking worse. They go to this.
Yes, he
they
is.
have the research scene that you get, I guess, in every zombie thing because Resident Evil did it. But you're
Oh, you mean
always
the
doing
Acts 2
research.
library scene?
Yeah,
That's every 80s
yeah,
movie, baby.
exactly.
I do have to say, I did love how they kept his decomposition progressing
Yeah,
without
and-
like spoon feeding you. It's just the next scene. Oh, guess
Well, and
what?
as
Now
he's
he's all
slowly
blotchy.
deteriorating before he gets really bad, like they're just like airbrushing on like blue and like green and like it
Raccoon
just-
eyes.
They
yeah.
did a beautiful job on that.
Oh yeah, all the meanwhile we're getting fucking Clue Ex Machina. It really doesn't matter. These things all tie together, but it's all bullshit. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's numbers and dates here, whatever. Everything that progresses the plot just kind of gets spoon fed to you, and if you
Oh
want to know
yeah,
it, you
they
can
have like
watch it
this
yourself.
list of like initials and dates,
And
and they're
should.
just like, oh, this is so and so, because they just go through the obituaries and they're like, oh, MLP, that must be this.
I
I'm
mean, the
like,
movie's not clever, but it's awesome.
yeah,
It's just
it doesn't need to be. They're just giving you the things to get you to the next scene.
It knows what shape I'm in when I'm watching this.
The dates and initials they find out are death dates, and one of
Yes.
those death dates correlates with her supposed dad, Mr. Loudermilk. They're like, oh, this correlates, so they must all be death dates.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
boom
that
to the
works.
library.
and then just stop.
and
One
they're all
thing,
rich people.
One thing.
fucking
Should've
microchip wizard.
Should
And
have shown Becky
with
the list.
the denim king with his sweat to fit jeans.
The Denim King is somebody I need to meet. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Too
He's
late.
Canadian.
Okay. I'll still meet him.
Someday we'll all
Yeah.
meet the denim king. Someday.
Oh, man, that sounds so good.
Wait, is that code for Satan? Or
That's
One
code for
day the
dying.
Denim King comes for all of us.
Yeah.
There is Gorbachev's gun that we did not mention.
Wearing those 501s in the sky.
Earlier, before they even die, Doug is talking to Treat
Yeah.
about if you knew your death date,
Wouldn't it
wouldn't
be
you want a
special?
party?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
now,
he channels his inner fucking Danny DeVito again from Sunny. He's like, well, we'll get ripped shit, eat pig.
I don't know how much time I got left on this earth, so I'm going to get real weird with it.
Absolutely.
and so that does come to fruition coming up shortly here.
Right.
The Treat Williams has his like momentary existential crisis here, where he's like, "Holy shit, dude! I got like 6 hours left. I can't live a whole life. Like, yeah, you don't have time to worry about this. Just move on."
His
But like,
obituary is going to read a lot like mine, except for I'm going to have a caveat. It's going to say, loving husband of none, left behind 0 kids. And then
Right.
mine's going to say, smoked weed and played video games all day.
The closest,
no regrets.
The closest
No
thing
regrets?
to
No
a haunting
regrets.
line that they've got in this is, oh, they're writing my obituary right now.
yeah,
That's kind of metal, though.
Fuck yeah.
Like, dude, I'd love to be alive when they're writing my obituary, if I can still think.
Just write your obituary now and update it every year.
I'd have to do something, man.
Ain't nobody reading all that. TLDR.
TLDR, he gone.
Piscopo does have a good line here, though. He's like, "You remember when we were in training and they told you you can't be a good cop if you're a dead cop? Well, here's your chance to
Well.
prove them wrong."
No, I think that advice is still sound. I think you should continue to tell the recruits that.
Look, you solved this.
Listen, he is a good cop and he's also a dead cop.
Listen, you solved this conspiracy, but I don't think he's a great cop. He's crashing vans and shit later. I mean,
Oh, my
he's-
goodness.
he has no regard for public safety. So
Yeah, himself is one thing, but everybody else. So the population is so large now.
So large 40 years ago.
40 years? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn, it's even worse to think about now.
right.
But
Yeah.
apparently only half the people that have ever lived have died because this population is so
yeah,
large.
that's what he's saying. Joe Piscopo, or no,
Roger
Treat Williams
Mortis.
says that. Mr. Mortis.
Mr. Mortis. But then Piscopo's got a good one because he comes back and he says, if you take the square root of Rhode Island times my wife's ass, and then it cuts.
Yeah. It cuts in the middle. They knew that joke wasn't any good.
They had nothing. You had
it's not
nothing.
even ass. It wasn't even funny. He's like,
it's
by
got-
my wife's weight, and it cut
Whoa, that's
before
what
the
it
It's
was.
got a
dropped.
nice setup, and that's what they left it.
And it's the best way of doing that, I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, it's got a nice Andrew Dice Clay setup. Let's put it that way, or fucking
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Hey, take my wife's weight.
But yeah, then they decide that they're gonna go to Loudermilk's gravesite himself and ask him a few questions.
mausoleum,
Well,
please.
I just want to mention real quick. He goes to get a checkup on being dead. He goes back to Rebecca to get his dead checkup, and she's like, "Oh, you got like 4 hours left. Not as much time
you're
as
good.
I thought."
Yeah, they're fucking secretly head over heels in love with each other, and she's like, "All right, cool. You're gonna be dust sooner or later. See you later."
Have we
We
come
should
to the
fuck.
part where the two girls are in the same room yet?
Yes.
Okay. The fucking ice in the air between.
Oh yeah, when they meet, yeah.
They come from an era where you
Seriously.
couldn't have lady friends. You had to be mean to each other.
Yeah, he's
It's
like, I want
88
you to
shoulder pads and
I want
underpaid
you to
women.
meet Rebecca, and she's like,
Bring the
"This
shoulder pads
fucking
back,
bitch."
please.
Really?
Yeah, I'm here for the angular
Yeah,
shit.
no, you can
Oh,
hear it though,
shit.
bitch.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Treat and Randy go to the graveyard, and he's got a nice comment about like, well, nice place to live, quiet neighbors.
And then Body Doc rolls up out of nowhere and it's like, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys here a little bit. What are you doing here? And he's like, I'm just reserving my spot.
I was in the neighborhood just driving through
And
the
then-
cemetery.
Smells like lavender, quiet neighbors.
Piscopo even makes a comment on Body Duck like, how do you afford such a great car and jewelry on a
Lot of money in dead
mortician's
people.
fucking salary?
Really fucking beating it into the ground over here.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just be stealing dead people's jewelry.
In case you didn't pay attention, he's doing this.
Return of the Living Dead 2
Where'd you
style.
get that watch? Oh, it was actually from a dead guy a few weeks ago. He's not gonna need it.
I mean,
He was a John Doe. No one knows. He doesn't.
You don't
have
even know
family.
what time it is in hell.
But yeah, then Body Doc fucks off again.
Yeah.
Why he showed up to them at this specific spot at this specific time doesn't matter.
For
He's
us to
hilarious.
remind
again,
you.
it's
us.
to remind you.
Yeah, to remind you, he's still in this movie. Like he had to have shot his scenes in like a day.
He's like, you got me for 24 hours,
I mean,
dude.
they shot the whole movie in 35
And then
days,
they're
so-
walking
Oh,
up.
wow.
They're
Yeah, I was blown away by that.
Roger Mortis and Randy are alone here. Piscopo's fucked off for a little bit. They're like, haha, we'll see you later. Wink,
Oh,
wink.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
he
right.
basically
Yeah. He's
fucked
like-
off out of the
and
movie
then
until the
and then
end.
Yeah.
there's a lot of really unsatisfying off-screen bullshit that happens in this, and the first one to kick it off is Randy starts walking up the steps of the mausoleum, turns around, sees that Mr. Mortis is staying back, looking up. What is it? Oh, shooting star.
Yeah, why didn't I see that
Motherfucker.
shooting star? I
Yeah.
love a shooting star. Tell me about
Like,
this.
just
Show me
shine
this.
a light off in the distance.
Here's what you do: you get a sheet, you get a black sheet, and you have a guy with a flashlight behind it, run really fast.
This movie fucks. This movie rips. But if you need to see absolutely everything happen on camera, because there's a string of them coming up that change the movie,
Yeah.
you'll be sorely dissatisfied.
yeah, I agree.
So they find some like numbers hidden in Vincent Price's tomb.
It's on a lamp.
It's
It's
the
on a
inside of a
goddamn
lamp written in
lampshade.
blood.
And he uses T9 like we're rocking our Motorola Razors in 2006.
And again, I gotta call it a mausoleum. This fucking place is bigger than the first apartment I ever had.
Listen,
he's got a telephone and
he's
roses.
resting comfortably.
I know. He can't get into the thing. So he's like, well, I guess he is dead. You didn't have anybody to
Huh,
verify.
I guess I'll grab this lampshade. Numbers? Numbers. Phone. Phone with numbers with letters. T9.
It is-
Body?
it
Doesn't
is
even
so-
Body.
finish.
Body doc?
Yeah, it doesn't. But he doesn't even get to the doc. He writes body. He's like, it's like the one time they want us to figure something out.
Yeah.
They're
Fucking
like, we don't
Clue
wanna
Ex
tell him.
Machina, dog.
And I feel like there was like 9 or 10 numbers on here, but when he gets back, he's like, "Yeah, it's Body Doc. That's only 7."
He
I
didn't.
didn't-
He didn't punch in the area code.
And then
555 doesn't count.
and then we get our
So-
first red herring where Randy
red herring my
explains
whole
that
life.
she's yeah, where Randy explains she's not actually Mr. Loudermilk, Mr. Price's daughter.
dun,
dun dun dun. She says for really no fucking reason. Oh, he met me at the hospital. Wink, wink. I was in there for drugs. Not really. Figured that out later. And then he gave me this great house and this great job and calls me princess.
I
And
was
I
in there
believe
for
him.
drugs,
I
and then
just
20
immediate-
minutes later, if that, it's like, no, I wasn't.
You know
there
what?
for
When I told
drugs.
you it was drugs, I was lying.
I
It was
immediately
dead.
thought she was, when she said, oh, he's my father, I'm like,
She's
oh,
a
you're the
sugar
you're-
baby.
Yeah, sugar baby is what
Yeah.
I thought.
Would have been
I
more
thought of sugar
believable.
babies.
I mean, like
Yeah.
Vincent Price giving all the money and getting no booze in return.
I mean, Vincent Price could probably still get laid now.
For sure. For
I mean,
sure.
he's
Is he
dead.
still alive?
No.
I mean, he's in this movie and he's dead.
But he's going to have all them women in dead heat.
They got
Yes,
their
he
fucking
is.
half-cocked clue, and they're done. They're done at the mausoleum. They go back to their hotel.
They
their
go back to
apartment.
Randy's house and
They're like, oh, Doug should be back by now, right? Doug?
Doug
yeah,
should
we
be there.
Oh, we love Doug.
And I was so upset.
yeah,
A little bit.
He's dead, upside down in the fish tank, and it's like
Tied.
this tiny little fish tank. So it's just
strung
his
up
head.
by a fucking anchor point that they must have drilled in, and then and this fish tank is vertical. It's like a water cooler without the top.
I feel like
it's
he
not a
could've
fish
flexed-
tank,
I
okay?
feel like he could have flexed his way out of it.
For sure,
You know,
yeah.
just like double bicep flex, and that
It is-
thing's going to break.
Okay, hold on.
Does the
Hold on.
swinging.
Tell me that's not the coldest fucking way to end somebody, though. That's
Oh, no,
tight.
it's ice
Just
cold.
fucking strung up in the middle of the room, vertical
Sleep with
into
the fishes.
in a fish tank that barely holds his body. That's
Yeah.
pretty cold.
Barely holds his
That's
As far
head.
as
Yeah.
murders
Yeah.
go, it is fairly baller. I will give it that.
But it was off camera, and fuck them, dude.
Now I
Right?
take points away.
Like we've been convinced this entire time that he's the strapping, unstoppable motherfucker that won't go down without a fight. Well, he sure did.
and I want to see
Yeah.
that fight then.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, it took it probably 2 fucking zombies for him to do that.
Yeah,
It would have made this movie 90 minutes, and I would have been out.
I got time for that 90.
100.
Yeah, we could add 6 more minutes to this
Yeah,
movie.
I got
It'd be
time.
great. So then we get Randy takes a shower, and Treat just walks in on her, and she reveals that she is too a zombie, and then dies immediately.
Once again, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Like,
At
I mean,
first,
we're
I thought
talking
her
about
shower. So the
rapid.
shower looks kind of cool. At first, I thought the glass was broken from like the earlier fight. 'Cause it's like
No.
this ridge thing, but it's just the way it is. I guess the glass is just there to stop the splash.
This is Joe
but there's no
Piscopo's
curtain
house,
for,
right?
like-
So
I'm
he's
sorry,
got a
when
this
no,
is,
this
this
is
is
Randy's
Randy's
house.
house.
When they
'Cause
first
Piscopo went back to Randy's house to check shit out.
There are
Gotcha,
signs
thank
of
you.
a struggle from the moment they walk in. They do step over broken glass to get
Oh,
into the
yeah.
place.
But
it's
they thought it
shredded.
was from
there's
the
gunsh-
beginning.
There's gun. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, but they go, oh, Doug must have put the TV on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
so
it's, by the
so
way, the TV is playing the movie DOA, which
Yes.
is a movie from 1949 that this is roughly based off of.
hell yeah. Heel turn. She says, "Oh, from 2 seconds ago when I said that he met me at the hospital for drug usage, nah, man, I was dead. He met me at that hospital, the hospital he runs and works at."
Yep.
Yeah, and she starts to decompose immediately.
This is my favorite graphic to the movie.
This
I think.
is really cool the way
Yes.
they did this. So the douche guy was talking about it,
Yeah.
and I didn't really notice at first, but she has like they show like the zombie hand.
Gets
you see it
darker.
starting to like get darker and deteriorate, and like wounds are opening up. So the way they did it was they had the
like a
all
string in
the
there?
color on her, and they had the wounds that would open that were probably controlled by like little strings or something. But then to make what they did was they shot it and they played it in reverse. So they had her gross like decayed hand, and then off camera they just held an airbrush gun and sprayed on flesh
Dope.
cuts. Sick. And then they just reversed the footage. So her
we
hand
go.
turning, that's just fucking airbrush coming off of her.
I like that.
It's
Once
awesome.
again, the graphics are great in this movie.
A really good, really creative solution for that.
But the one graphic we hated was
Oh, the
CG.
graphic face over her
Yeah.
skull.
So before
yeah.
that, though, her face melting is fucking another just
Which
raw
again,
where's
they-
she got
they-
like
like
the stroke face
yeah.
going on?
Again, with that, they literally just put like points on her face with string, and they just pulled on her skin.
awesome.
It looked
Yeah.
So that
great.
was her real skin that they were
Yeah,
pulling
they
off?
were just pulling down on her eyes and stuff. Because the guy was saying in the interview, he's like, nobody takes into account how much a face can stretch, and he's sitting here doing it to his own face.
Like, calm down, guy.
I've done that joke before.
I do not think that somebody in this movie knows how vocal cords work, because we had the headless bull that's already gutted making mooing sounds, and now she, as you said, awful graphics of the skin
Yeah.
melting away, like the very end of it. Her
That's just the
skull-
soul.
her
That's just the
skull-
soul. They
her
got one of
skull
those.
talks though. It opens up and it's like, "I'll always love you," or some bullshit.
The,
Yeah,
talking,
favorite
the
trope,
talking
by the
skull
way.
looks awesome.
Quick
the
fucking-
skin melting off looks terrible.
Yeah, it's one.
but-
It's
I mean,
one
she
sign
gets
of 88.
She gets fully fucking street trashed.
Yeah, she does. In a span of what, 30 seconds?
Because apparently behind the scenes, she's been taking some sort of drugs that they give her to
Yes.
keep her that way, and now she stopped.
And they denied her the drugs.
So it was drugs this whole time.
So yeah, Becky knows everything.
Knows
Becky
everything.
spills all the
Why
beans. Becky
wouldn't
knows
she?
everything. Becky doesn't answer her fucking phone.
Nope. But that's because we find out
Again, off camera.
Becky's dead.
I do. When I saw her in the stretcher, I was like, really? Really?
That's
Or the
another
gurney,
kill.
I guess.
But again, $4 million. They couldn't
Yeah,
afford.
but I mean, 84-minute movie. Give me 90, 95 minutes. Show a couple of these.
Show
things.
these.
Yeah.
Show these things.
These are
Cut out
important
other
kills.
stuff. Yeah.
I mean, this movie flew by. By the way.
Oh,
I
but
agree.
this is my favorite treat.
Yeah. So
Oh yes, coming up here.
Oh, boy.
Roger Mortis leaves from where Randy has died and then goes back to the morgue with a gun in his hand to go approach the body doc.
Yeah,
Who's
after
sitting there
decoding the message, that's when he does that.
and body doc's brushing wigs
Figured
for
it
the
out.
corpses.
Everyone figured it out, man. Everyone knew.
He was late to the show.
Yeah, and he tries to pretend that he's like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." And then
Revenge, McNabb, and you're on the receiving end of it.
and Treat is going off the rails at the end of this movie. He goes like full Nick Cage for a little while.
It's
here.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love when people go full Nick Cage.
But yeah,
I like when
he
Nick Cage
confronts
goes full Nick Cage the most.
He confronts Body Doc with a gun and he says, "Oh, Loudermilk had a think tank and they were coming up with how to resurrect people and you've been practicing with them and you've been sending out these robbers to do what they do best, rob banks."
Yeah, that's circumstantial evidence.
It'll
That won't
never
hold up in
hold.
court. And Treat's like, "I'm not waiting for the fucking courts,
And
man."
I wanted him to shoot him right now.
And he's going to. And then Thule and the Weirdos show up
Yeah.
and disarm him.
Ooh, Thule and the Weirdos is a good spinoff for this.
Yes, it
a good
is.
band
So
name.
what do you think they do? Like flip houses?
Yeah.
Thule and the Weirdo. We can make this work in this economy.
And then the Body Doc does this like quick split second like wiggle and like chicken dance at him. He's like, "Wow."
I'm sorry, can I see that again? I missed it.
We gotta record these just for that.
And they go and lock Treat in this ambulance that has a latch on the outside, which is terrifying. I guess this is also a mental hospital. They're-
Highly modified for this movie
Yeah.
only.
yeah, and
Steel plated, soundproof. He's like,
Yeah,
"You're
I'm
going to
like,
dissolve in
I
here. We're
don't
going to
think
forget about you."
stainless steel is soundproof.
And then no, neither were those windows. And then Thule was like, listen, dog, we got to kill him right here, right now."
Yeah.
Which is like, why not?
No shit.
Like, no, it'll be funnier if we let him sit in here and deteriorate.
Oh my god.
If we let him street trash himself.
And they like handcuff him to her stretcher, to Rebecca's stretcher, and
Yeah.
I'm like, just cut
Who
your fucking
again
hand
is
off.
just revealed as dead, and we get a little bit of Treat like reaching out in agony at them, but there's nothing
You've
behind
said
those eyes.
street
He doesn't give a
trash,
shit.
No.
You've said street trash a couple times. Is that the one where like they drink the liquor and
Yeah.
it melts them up?
Oh,
All right.
Viper.
All right. Viper. I do
Supposedly
know
they're
that.
doing a remake of that.
They are.
by the
Didn't
way.
somebody
And the
get
Toxic
melted into a
Avenger.
turlet?
Yeah, I saw the Toxic Avenger one. That's Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, it's been done for a
Oh,
couple
you
years,
like
but they're
Peter
finally
Dinklage.
distributing
I
it.
like Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, I mean, that might be fun because he's a good actor. I don't know. But,
It's trauma affiliated, so
Yeah.
whatever.
but
Solid.
so I do love though his moment with Rebecca when he's just got this. I thought we would end up together, but not like this. Like,
And not like this. What about the soul?
It's fucking straight from the Matrix. Not like this.
so he pops this van into neutral by almost ripping his hand off.
He uses his like painless zombie powers to like he pulls himself on the
He
cuffs a
degloves
little bit.
his
Yeah,
hand a
he
little bit.
I
He
wrote
de-skins it, you
no.
mean.
Oh, okay.
No,
it's
called degloving.
it's a
when your
tiny
skin
it's a
gets ripped
tiny
off.
little cut, but the word that I used to make it more colorful was he sloughs off the skin.
Perfect.
Slough.
Perfect.
Oh,
So yeah,
it looks
he
great.
disengages the
Yeah.
parking brake
I
to
love
this thing, and
onomatopoeias.
all of a sudden it's downhill.
Dude,
There was
it
no
starts-
fucking hill, and then all of a sudden he's in fucking
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Yeah.
He like rolls and hits this other car,
And he's having a
which
blast.
apparently is
Yes.
also in neutral.
This is my treat right
Yeah.
here. Oh,
I'm
This
a
is
little
a
confused
treat.
about how this other car starts rolling, unless this person just doesn't know what parking brakes are. But like,
pretty much. That
fucking
he's
capital-
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, he does the like capital D emoji, like yeah.
there's also definitely like an NPC from GTA in this game.
Oh, God,
Or in
yes.
this movie, because the cars are rolling down the hill, and this guy just like, holy shit, and like runs out of the way.
Yeah. Hold on. I wrote. Okay, so they start going downhill, and then Treat gets a little titillated, and he goes, "Oh wow!" And then somebody goes, "Oh shit!" And then Treat goes, "Oh yeah!"
And he's just in this van that
Yes.
somebody is just outside of shaking, and he's just like
And then it's an-
rocking around.
it's an
He
80s
sold me, dude. I thought he actually did it.
It's an 80s action movie, so all of
In
the
love.
vehicles are lined with fucking gunpowder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he crashes into this intersection. They take out a bunch of cars. The thing blows up,
And then cut.
And then we cut.
And then
to
cut back.
his body bags, and he starts unzipping his, and
there's
smoke,
smoke coming
Yeah.
out of it.
Oh man.
And he gets
he
out, and this
exploded?
is where he
Sure.
this is where he looks like dude from
He's
Nightbreed.
still
Which,
exploding.
by the way, the dude from Nightbreed, whose name I can't remember, was also he was the main guy in Voyage of the Rock Aliens. And that's kind of who Treat looks like here. He's got
Oh,
like the
yes,
zombie
he
punk
does.
thing.
He
He's
looks-
got like skin coming off his ear that looks like a dangly earring,
And he's
got,
pulling it
spiked
off in
up
front of
It
him.
hair.
reminded me of my Little Monsters, freaking
Yeah.
Howie Mandel's
Or,
Broken Horn.
Or he looks like Bill Paxton in Near Dark.
Okay.
Toward the end of that, yeah.
Welcome back.
I
to the
definitely
show,
thought
Will.
it was a long earring, like long dangly earring. I was like, oh, that's flesh.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome and
Oh,
gross.
he didn't just get fabulous and hot. Oh, he got real fucking
I
hot
thought he
for
had
a
a
little
blow
bit.
up then a glow up. Like that's how that goes.
How he talks to this little four-eyed
The
fresh
police
off-
officer. Yeah, he rolls up on his fresh little bike and his little pistol, and he's holding a gun at him. And he's like Roger
gonna
Mortis,
need that.
homicide. You're a cop.
You're a cop?
I have a quick punch up of the script. I would have loved with after he's because he's like, I need your gun, and then he gets on his motorcycle. I was hoping he would have crashed on the motorcycle and gotten up and been like, I need your car. I can't ride a motorcycle.
There you go.
That was
There you-
really him on the bike,
Okay. So like using the hand sloughing and not feeling pain or whatever was cool and all that, but yes, more of that.
More of that, you
More
know.
It was-
undead superpowers.
Have him hit a wall and be like, oh, that's okay. I'm already dead. But give me your car because I can't ride a motorcycle.
But no, it's really him on the bike.
Whitney had a nice tasteless
yeah.
comment while we were watching this because she was like,
Shit.
She was like, oh well, we know he can really ride a bike, so that must be him because that's how he died.
Ugh.
Was
That's
on a
not that
motorcycle.
tasteless. That's just giving.
No, my
I'm just
comment
an
earlier
asshole.
was
Yeah, I think he still got you beat.
So we have a meeting. Well, he's riding back to Dante Pharmaceuticals, and we have a meeting of the rich cabal here, the fucking Illuminati, like just all these
That's
rich
the guy with
people.
the old cabals.
Oh, you mean
This is not
Cabal
Billy
from
Madison.
Nightbreed?
There we go. And it's all these
Billy
old people.
Madison, he falls. He goes,
Did you see
guy's
that old man's balls?
See that guy's
Oh,
balls?
weird.
They're old and weird. Yeah.
Turns out Adam Sandler likes ball jokes. Weird.
Big Daddy, baby.
But they're all basically learning about how they can live forever, and they don't believe him. And so
Body Doc
Vincent
is walking
Price
around.
and Body Doc have set up this reanimation of a corpse
It's
that's
a TED
covered
Talk.
and we can't
And
see.
he's got all these.
Oh, it's a dead
rich,
talk.
Really old.
Well,
rich
Vincent
people.
Price is supposed to be dead.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Vincent
He
Price-
reveals him. He
Yeah.
like tees him up in the.
And they're
in the-
so
And he
mad. They're like,
looked
I went to your
beautiful.
fucking funeral, man.
I saw you buried.
How was it? Did you have the radicchio?
Tell me he did not look beautiful, like with his
All
beautiful
right, you could
white
do the Vincent
hair.
Price voice.
And then he
Thank
said-
you for coming to my dead talk.
He's like, oh,
Thank you for
in
coming
my
to my dead
grave
talk.
was a willing participant.
Dude, and it sets off the best sales pitch ever.
Yes.
Do
talking
you want to
about
be a plaque?
Death doesn't discriminate
on a
rich
library?
or poor, and it should though. And he's, what does he
He
say?
says,
about
the
poor
poor are
people are
supposed
supposed
to
to
die.
rich people? God wants us to live, and if he doesn't, we'll buy him off.
yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's so awesome.
Vincent Price is awesome.
Yeah, and this is now I have more respect because you just told me he did it for free.
Yeah.
Like I was already very happy with how he did.
I
And
love
he
the
gave
way
more to this
so,
than
okay,
the one
so
he got
you
paid
said,
for.
you said that Tom Nolan was one of the
The paramedics.
paramedics just now, right? Okay,
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure if it was the paramedic or if it was one of these security guards. Because there's a blonde security guard here who gets taken out.
No, well maybe he
wasn't
double dipped.
Also, wasn't there somebody else from Aliens Rock Age?
Voyage of the Rock Aliens is what you're
There
talking
you
about.
go.
No, I don't think so. There was a guy, like I was
There's
saying,
an
Treat
age
Williams
in
kind
that.
of looks like the guy.
Voyage.
Yeah.
Treat Williams enters Dante Pharmaceuticals in the coolest way I've ever seen in any movie.
Oh my God!
Just
yes.
crashes his bike into this chain and flies through the window, sliding across the floor, taking out these fucking security guards.
This is the best. This what do we have left? Like 20 minutes. This is the best 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Like this is so great.
Oh, I loved it. I was just eating it
My
up.
favorite part's not even here yet, but we're inching up to it.
Yes, we
I
are.
think we all know.
And then
Yeah.
return to the cabal, and that bitch Gertrude is still being ineffable.
Go,
Fucking Gertrude,
get
get
with
it
the
together.
egotistical program
Yeah.
and live forever,
Exactly.
or get the fuck out of the room.
She's like, no, it's impossible. He's
And
like,
he's
I'm
like-
literally dead, lady.
I have a graphic demonstration for you, and there's another person on the reanimation table
Who
covered
could
by
it
a.
be?
And it
Who
took me
could
two
it
seconds. I'm like, why aren't
be?
they showing? Oh,
Yeah.
Did you run out of corpse budget? Oh,
Doug put the TV on earlier, man.
Yeah, Doug left that TV on.
They do show that it's Doug, it's Joe Piscopo, but his face is no longer bloated from being in the water.
No shit. Yeah,
He looks
They
just
couldn't
gorgeous
do-
again.
They couldn't do Piscopo's makeup to be buddy with.
They've
Tree.
got Bruce
Again,
Willis from
budget.
Death Becomes Her is in the next
I
room.
really
Fucking
Just
love Death
airbrushing.
Becomes Her.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
thought about that movie the whole time watching this one.
I think about that movie anytime anyone offers immortality. And Bruce Willis is like, I
Yes.
don't want to live forever.
Exactly.
What if I get bored?
That movie made Bruce Willis my favorite cuck in movie history.
oh,
Oh, 100%. But they do explain, like,
Hard quotes.
hard quotes explain
she's air quoting.
that there's
They perfected
when
it.
you reanimate somebody, if they're dead too long, then you're just going to have somebody who will just take commands versus Treat being reanimated,
which is quickly forgotten, by the way.
Yeah.
So of
Thanks to Becky
of the
Sue,
17 of the 17 gunfights, we're about to get the best one.
Oh,
He's fighting the security guard, and they've both got Uzis.
He
and
domes
they're
a
just
couple of them, and then
fucking-
there's one that won't go
Yeah,
down.
these two are just shooting. Treat Williams and this other guy are just blasting each other. And this scene was actually cut short. There was a longer version, and they showed it. And one of the things I watched, the behind the scenes, and it goes for, I mean, it's probably 3 minutes.
It feels like a good 10
forth.
minutes, and it's the loudest I've laughed in a while because I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, and then it just keeps going.
It's like a Family Guy joke where it just keeps going, and then you get annoyed, and then it keeps going, and then you laugh again.
It's funny again.
It's
funny
like
again.
it's like the gunfight movie of that fucking God damn it, what was it? The put on the sunglasses, consume.
Oh, They Live.
They Live.
Yeah, it was like the
Yeah.
gunfight version of They Live.
That
so when
fucking
he,
fight. We just watched that movie the other day in theaters, and that fight goes for so
They're
long.
blasting each other with these Uzis, and they're getting riddled with holes. There's
It's
two of
so
them. They're
good.
walking in a circle, cowboy style, and the sheer kinetic force over these minutes are pushing the security guard into the asphyxiation room. Treat Williams, cold ass motherfucker, type of dude to string you up in your own living room and drown you in a fish tank.
Yeah.
Slowly walks over Terminator style, and then like haphazardly tosses a grenade in the thing
and
as
then
it
shoots
explodes.
shoots off one more round of bullets, by the way.
Yeah.
Just for
fires
fun,
off in
just
there
like
one more
pisses
time.
on him.
Because
Yeah.
fuck you.
But yeah, I love it. He shoves him in there, throws the grenade in, and just walks away. And as he's entering the resurrection room, you get the poof in the background.
And just blood, gut, and ass coming out that room.
He walks in and he looks at the cabal and he says, "Don't get up.
Yeah,
no, don't get up on my part."
So Thule jumps up with an Uzi, as all the bad guys have. Starts
That's
trying
how
to
you
blast
know
him.
he's a bad guy.
Treat takes him out, and that's when we see Joe Piscopo come back, and we get a little bit of exposition. Like, yeah, he was dead for too long, so he's brain dead. He'll only take commands. Kill this man. So he's trying to choke out. Piscopo's trying to choke out
He's
Treat
like, "Kill
Williams.
this
Yeah, he says, "Kill him
this
for me,
man."
will ya?" And then Joe Piscopo,
for me,
poor
will ya?
sweet Joe Piscopo, poor man,
Poor
turns
little
around.
Piscopo.
Kill this guy, will ya? Kill this guy, will ya? Walks up, starts lifting,
Keeps repeating it.
lifts up Roger, his BFF by the neck, fucking Jason Voorhees style.
And he's been pleading, you know me. Come on.
Now,
Doug,
here's the thing.
Doug.
Joe Piscopo could lift up Treat Williams.
Yes,
by his
indeed.
neck easily. So that's believable. He doesn't have to have zombie strength. But yeah, Treat Williams is trying all these lines. He's trying to beg him. He's trying to give him
You
like,
know me.
you remember our death day? Remember this? Remember
Mulberry
that?
wine.
And he does the mulberry wine, and we get Treat Williams doing the
It
really
brings
brings
out
out
my
your
eyes.
eyes. And his sounds a little bit more like a Southern debutante than a gay joke.
I do declare, Mr. Piscopo.
But I love it because that's the line that gets Piscopo to be like, wait, Roger? Wait, I
Mulberry
fucking know
wine.
you.
I recognize that homophobia.
He turns around slowly, Joe Piscopo's best attempt, sweetest attempt at a murderous inflection in his eyes, and
Yes.
says, "This guy was trying to get me to hurt you. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, if you
I'm gonna hurt him instead."
have you not seen Sidekicks? He's got some murderous intent in
Yes,
Sidekicks, my
I-
friend.
fucking
and then
love
Roger
this.
repeats the fucking command: "Kill this guy, will ya?" And
A little bit more friendly, but
ya?
but I love it because they're
They're
coming
cornering
at
him.
him from either
Yeah.
side. And he's trying to
He's
shoot him, and
getting
obviously he's not
spit
taking him
roasted
down.
here.
And at the last second, he's just like, "You're not gonna get me!" Blows his own fucking head off.
It's
with an
beautiful.
Uzi. It is awesome.
It was
And
hilarious.
They throw him in the resurrection machine because they want to kill him.
Yeah. No,
And then
they're
we
down on
find
the ground.
out.
He's like, "Oh, fuck this," kills himself, lands on the ground, and then Roger's like, "You shorted me. You screwed me. I was supposed to kill you." And then they get the bright idea to prop his
Reanimate
damn
him.
body back up on the reanimation slab.
We can't say reanimate, guys.
Oh,
We
sorry.
gotta change
As
that. to
as he
something
brings
else.
him back, though, he's like, "Hey, you want to see what happens when you resurrect someone twice and hits the
And it's like
cycle
a
again?"
fucking it's like a gerbil in a microwave. They just put it like I don't think.
I'll imagine.
And
I've never done that.
I know that
What's that movie where Michael
I
Douglas
know, but
puts a
we
cat in a microwave?
exactly yes.
Is it
And then
Fatal
it
Attraction?
Yes.
Spookies. There was a dog in a microwave in Spookies.
Oh, okay.
No, but I don't think they say reanimate him twice, and I'm choosing to believe I don't think that Mr. Body Doc was reanimated. Because like I know they say the shots of the head or whatever, but like I think that they just put that damn microwave on double power.
Right?
But either way, Viscera sprays across the room.
Yeah, he's awake long enough to realize what's happening.
They don't kill Vincent Price, but they destroy his machine and leave him in a room that's burning. So we have
He's
to
offering
assume...
everything under the sun. Please, no.
Yes.
You can live forever.
Immortality.
Save the machine!
Oh, and that's when he gets the
Save
bright
this-
idea. They
Save the
just
cheerleader. Save the machine.
point the Uzis at the machine.
There you
This
go.
is how I make Edward Scissorhands. You have to save it. The movie hasn't come out yet.
I mean, if you think about it, it's the greatest punishment because now Vincent Price has to die knowing he can't come back.
Yeah,
He has
or
to sit
he
there and-
still sits there and lives forever, but he can't make friends because he can't make immortal friends.
He's gonna decompose. This guy can buy friends. I'm Loudermilk.
yeah.
That name has some
I guess
clout.
presumably they have to go back and get like rejuvenated a little bit because, like, as we learn, they only get 12
You
hours.
gotta get Bruce
so-
Willis touched.
And earlier
cupped up.
on, he does say, "Can't you just pop him in, give him a quick recharge?"
Yeah, can't you just plug him in for a couple of minutes? Hey, my phone's almost dead.
Body Doc's toaster than a motherfucker
It's
here.
like
Like
coming
when
over to
he
somebody's house.
exploded, there was such kinetic force that it lifted the goddamn machine off the ground. Right? It was awesome. There's like his coat is like wedged into the rafters and shit. But before he died, there was one point where like Loudermilk, Vincent Price, is groveling to him. He's like, "Shut up, you old fart."
Money, jewels, whatever you want.
Well, he's not that much older than you, man.
But yeah, everybody's
they-
fucking dead, especially Roger Mortis.
I know,
and
our two main characters.
Mr. Piscopo.
They walk into the light.
Literally.
What if we get reincarnated? Oh, I want to come back as a girl's bicycle seat. And then Treat Williams, that final line.
I wish he would have said woman's bicycle.
This is great.
Right?
This could be the end, or this is the end of a beautiful friendship.
Bam, 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 bam. But I don't think that it
scene.
is because
They're-
they were saying that they had when Loudermilk, Vincent Price was giving the sales pitch to the Cabal. He was saying that they were alluding to that Doug, Joe Piscopo, was the perfected one. So I don't think he disintegrates. I think he keeps living on after his friend turns
you
into
think
jelly.
so?
I do.
Oh, well,
and then he did.
He's
Sidekicks,
out there with
and
a-
that's why he's crazy in Sidekicks.
He's out there with like a below room temperature penis trying to fuck all the strippers.
They're like, why is it cold?
It's ice cold, yeah, but it's rock hard. Rigor mortis.
but it feels
Speaking of
great.
This one's for you,
strippers-
Roger.
Did you
There's
guys?
There's a deleted scene for after this.
Uh-oh.
The deleted scenes in this are legendary
Yes.
I
amongst
didn't
people
get
who
to
know this
see
fucking
any of
movie.
them.
There's some good ones. I was watching them last night, but
Why
the
didn't we
final.
do that first?
'Cause you went to bed.
No, we watched something else first.
The final sequence, though, is a surprise death day party for Treat Williams. Joe Piscopo, they walk into his house, a surprise, it's your party. There's a cake, and a stripper pops out.
Who
But
is it?
It's a skeleton zombie stripper. I'm assuming it's supposed to be Rebecca.
It's my birthday and
Randy.
I'll die if
Randy.
I want
So
to.
I don't think there was a strip club scene in this movie.
No.
No.
But credited as a zombie go-go dancer is Linnea Quigley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is Linnea Quigley?
Linnea Quigley, right? She's Trash from Return of the Living Dead. Somebody come over here. Trash is taking her clothes off
Oh,
again.
shit. Okay.
I do, and then they talked about how they did that scene too, and they did it with like a person in, presumably her then, in like a black suit against a black background, and they were doing the Japanese, I can't think of what the name of it is, a Japanese puppetry, where like you have like a thing attached to the performer's arm that's attached to the puppet arms, a thing attached to their head, so everything they do, the puppet does.
Yeah.
So that's how they did the zombie coming out and dancing.
It's not the
and-
kabuki.
No, it's it's something that starts with a B.
Sergeant
I
Kabuki?
can't think of what it's Sergeant Kabukiman. But yeah, that was supposed to be at the end. But I like this. I like them walking off.
It's beautiful.
It's smoother.
The line you
A
said.
good
this is
like
the ending of a
post-credit
beautiful
epilogue
friendship.
I
that
love
would have
it.
been.
yeah, it's a good stinger. Yeah.
Let them turn into
love that
jelly
it
in front of
ended.
everybody at
Yeah.
their own party.
Somebody, the execs came to Terry Black and were asking him to write a sequel. And he's like, that's gonna be a little tough since all the characters are dead. And apparently one of the execs from New World was just like, you've got a resurrection machine, figure it out.
A go-getter would have.
Yep.
But yeah, then we get this awesome fucking whatever this song is. It has nothing to do. It's like just an ordinary guy on just another day cruising down the road.
In my
Nothing
six
standing
hole.
in your
That's
way.
what-
Like it has nothing
exactly
to
what I
do.
thought
Oh,
of.
but the chorus says dead heat.
Yes.
Running out of time, dead heat.
These are some of
Backed
my
into
favorites.
a corner, dead heat.
because Dead Heat's the only thing that really makes sense, and everything else is just. I love those in the 80s movies.
So I think it's kind of obvious, but we'll go around recommendations.
3 thumbs up, man. I fucking loved it. I will watch this again, sober or not, hungover or not. I'm glad you own this, honestly. Like, this was a lot of fun.
I'm not only going to recommend, I'm going to borrow one of your thumbs and give 3 thumbs up. Yeah, fucking rad.
It's removed, so yes,
Treat
you can have
Williams,
it.
Joe Piscopo, fun, under fucking 90 minutes. Send it again, Chip.
Let's do this.
Pass that reanimated zombie thumb over here because it's 3, motherfucker. This shit is going to be playing at my Halloween party on the projector this year.
Yes,
Absolutely. We're throwing up a bunch of shit.
So around the table, then we're giving it a solid 12 thumbs up. So I'm going to take that thumb too.
Us 4 people just gave it 12 thumbs up.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tons of fun.
Yeah,
Huge
thank you
blast.
guys so much for having me on. Thank you guys for
yeah,
being
of
the
course.
catalyst for this first watch for me. I loved it.
I'm so
same.
glad you joined us with this.
Well, why don't you let people know where they can find your music, and
Yeah.
your band, and
music,
your
huh?
Here's your
specials,
plug,
Oh,
babe.
your
shit. Well,
specials and stuff.
It's your time to shine.
hey, it's Serj from Lethean. Lethean? Who the fuck? Yeah, we're a local band from the town that these guys are in, and we love spooky movies. We based 50% of our band identity on them, and every single year we do a Halloween special wherein I come in as a horror host with a little jacket on. I talk about the movie Elvira style or fucking Medusa style if you like Terrorvision. Speaking of, that was our first movie. We did Terrorvision one year. We did Alien the next year. There's a chest burst in that movie. Somebody gets face fucked by a crustacean. It's brutal. After that, we did Reanimator. The song for that rips. That was a nightmare to create because I got like 20 zombies on. Please watch them. They were a ton of effort and they fucking rip. I was doing makeup for people and squibs and stuff in between shooting my own scenes and directing at the same time. And this year we're doing Saw. I'm going to cut my own leg off. I'm going to dig into my stomach. It's going to be bloody and brutal and funny and awesome.
I hope I'm there for it, man.
So yeah, we are Lethean fucking everywhere. I'm a colorful person. If you guys follow the bad flicks worth movie people, my best friends here. I've had a couple of drinks. No,
Who has
they'll share it, man. You got it. You'll find us on the internet. I like doing this shit.
We got to have you back for another
100%.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been saving something in my back pocket. I really want to do the heroic trio with
Okay.
somebody. It was either you guys or the Flicks and Friends, my other friends, but I want to do it with you guys now.
Okay.
Have you guys seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Oh my God, we love that
Have you
movie.
seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yes.
What do those have
Yeah.
in common?
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle
Heroic Trio,
Yeoh
yeah.
led a character-driven superhero movie back in the 80s in Hong Kong called The Heroic Trio. There's 3 of them. I've only seen the first one.
I've never seen it, but
It's
I've heard
fucking
of it.
crazy. We were talking about a meat
beautiful.
mech earlier. It happens in that movie.
Oh,
nice.
It's
You know
sick.
I'm in.
The Heroic Trio fucks.
Well, that's it for this week. Thank you guys. This is the end of Trick or Treat Williams. So we appreciate
thank
you
our
being
theme
here.
song.
Thank Evasion for the music, the opening and closing music. Love those guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might have you guys feature one of my songs.
We'll do it.
We'll
but
do
no,
that.
but no, Austin from Evasion will be in there because he drums for my band.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a connection there. So, remember to rate and review us. Find us everywhere. Share our social media posts. Follow everything. We're on all the stuff. We're even on TikTok now, even though I'm old and I can't figure it out. Make sure to check out the YouTube show, New Movies, Worst People. Next week, for the beginning of November, I believe I want to do Whatever It Takes, which I let you borrow.
Yeah,
Jack.
I still have it.
Don the Dragon Wilson, Andrew Dice Clay, Fred Williamson. It's an awesome fucking corny ass action movie. It's really fun.
So we're doing this for my birthday?
Sure.
All right.
But
birthday.
that'll be it for this week. I have been Derek.
I'm still Whitney.
I'm Dead Jack.
Oh, it's Serj from Lethean.
Good night, and go treat yourself.
Yes.
Treat yourself, bitch. Do you know why the hipster burnt his mouth on the soup? He ate it before it was cool.
For more jokes like this, tune into Jack's other podcast, Things Your Dad Says.
I've got lots of those.